Ladies and gentlemen, what's going on? Welcome to episode 110 of the ItsObviousGaming podcast. I'm your host, Preston Pugh, and I'm joined by my two best friends, Garrett Drake.
Hello, boys. Good to see you.
And Jacob Alka.
Hey, guys. How you doing?
Hey, guys. How are we doing?
I'm well. How are you guys?
I'm fine. How are you?
Hey, guys. How you doing?
You already asked us that, Jacob. How are you?
I'm good.
Okay, glad to hear it. You look great in that Destiny shirt. You're getting hyped for the Destiny 2 beta
the
later
Destiny
this
2
week?
hype is real. I'm excited for Wednesday.
Okay.
I hope it's Wednesday, or I'm going to sound like a big idiot.
Maybe it's Wednesday. I don't know. I actually haven't even preloaded the beta yet. I got to get to that.
Let me
How
check
long did it
my
take you? Is it pretty
calendar.
quick? It's like 11-ish gigs, isn't it? Maybe it's more.
Not very much.
Maybe it's 15.
That's tiny. The smaller the gigabytes, the worse the game. That's what I've come to find out.
Is that true?
Really?
Yeah.
Nice.
It's a clear sign of a good game.
Cool.
Like Call of Duty Infinite Warfare / Modern Warfare.
Yeah, that was a
Modern
big
Warfare Remake. It's like
download, I remember.
120 gigabytes.
Excellent.
So that means it is a really, really good game. It is.
That's true. That goes with everything in life. The more gigs, the better.
More gigs, the better.
Yeah, I gotta say, I'm kind of looking forward to it. The gameplay I've seen floating around the internet the past few days looks pretty cool. I mean, very similar to the first game, but that doesn't detract from my excitement to experience the beta.
Garrett, you know what else is cool along with Destiny 2?
What's that?
Subscribing to us on iTunes.
I agree.
Wow.
It's so cool that it helps us out so much. Leaving a review is also cool as well. And another cool thing, speaking of cool things that are cool, is checking us out at youtube.com/ItsObviousGaming and subscribing. That's also really cool.
Those are all equally cool things.
Everyone needs to understand that both of those two subjects are entirely relevant to Destiny 2's beta.
Of course.
You were speaking about cool things, so I thought I'd just throw something.
Absolutely.
I mean, in
cool
a sense
out there
it is,
as well.
because we are going to have plenty of Destiny 2 beta coverage.
Those are definitely the top 3 coolest things of the week to express and bring to the audience. So I appreciate you doing that.
Yeah, absolutely.
But you do speak the truth about all of them.
Yeah.
The beta starts the 18th, which is a Tuesday, actually.
So this Tuesday?
So, yes.
Dude, rad. We have plenty of time. Then Jacob and I are going out of town this weekend. We're quite excited to have a little weekend getaway with the boys. Mr. Zach Bynel will be there, a buddy of ours who's been on this podcast a few times. And it'll be the old gang hanging out together like we used to. They live on the lake, don't they?
Yes.
Are we going to go out on the lake, you think?
Yes. They have a boat. They have
tubes?
I don't know.
I hope they have tubes.
I think they rented a jet ski.
Okay. Oh, okay. So, do you think I can ride with you on a jet ski and hang on to your rock solid abs while we go?
I'll be disappointed if we can't.
No, it makes the most sense to hang on to the waist or wrap around the waist of the individual in front of you.
I think you want to be as close as possible. So
exactly. So I'm going to press
me.
my chest against your muscular back and perhaps grasp your exquisite breasts to hang on tight while we drift along the waves. You know, if we hit any bumps, I'll be nice and secure hanging on to you. So
if we're falling off, we're both falling off.
Absolutely.
That's the thing. So
yeah, I got to say the most horrific lake experience I've ever had was when I was living in Orlando, Florida in middle school. It was actually our end of the year lake party at a friend of ours from the class I was in. I think there was 20 kids total in my 7th grade class in Orlando. It's a private school. It's very tiny. But we went to the lake, enjoyed their lake house and all the festivities there. And then the last thing we did, we went tubing in the evening. And Florida's known for having alligators or crocodiles, whichever it is in Florida. Maybe both. I don't know. I always get the difference between the two mixed up. But there's alligators or crocodiles in practically every. I think it is alligators. And practically, hence the Florida Gators, perhaps, instead of the Florida Crocodiles, the football team. Or the
I think
university.
crocodiles are more Amazonish, maybe? I don't know. I don't know where crocodiles
I've heard the
are.
difference between the two many times, but I can never recall what the actual difference is to determine.
One has
I think the alligator has
a
a more narrow snout. All you Florida natives out there, if you can explain to us.
Crocodiles have wings and can fly. Alligators stay on the ground.
That's what it was. I thought it was something weird like that. Speaking of crocodiles, we have one on the floor over there covered in fur. It looks like a chihuahua, but it's actually a crocodile. And now it's just staring at us.
Okay.
Yeah, Sweet Lily, our chihuahua, is roaming around the room this afternoon while we podcast. So we enjoy her presence. But anyway, we were tubing, and Florida has alligators in most of their lakes and ponds and such. Well, I knew that, but somehow my buddy talked me into going tubing. You know, when you go tubing, you inevitably fall off. The boat has to circle around and pick you up.
Yeah.
So, of course, we're tubing, having a good old time. We get launched off. We hit the water, and I have instantly never been so horrified in my life. Because I'm thinking the world's largest crocodile is going to drag me under and kill me.
Yeah.
And that's probably the most scared I've ever been in a body of water. Of course, I've had some scary moments in the ocean, but being in that murky, dark lake water where you can't see anything but beneath like a foot, like you can stick your hand under and you can barely see it. I just was completely convinced that an alligator was going to kill me that day.
But did you see one?
No, I did not. No, I had seen them before, but not in that specific lake. But, that was one of those moments where I was practically in tears because the boat took forever to come pick us up and we were panicking. And I even freaked my buddy out who's been in the lake many times, and I was so scared that he was scared. But I think the only other close call I had in the lake was with you, Preston. We wiped out tubing when we were younger, and that water moccasin was like 15 feet away from us just swimming through the lake. You remember that?
No.
I remember that distinctly. Yeah, I remember
I don't even remember going to the lake with you.
Yeah, I mean, you and I went skiing a couple times with your parents.
I remember that, but when my parents had the boat, we weren't little. Like,
yeah, I don't mean like little.
Yeah.
It was more like maybe early high school, late middle school, perhaps.
Yeah.
So whenever you guys had that boat, you got rid of the boat, didn't you?
Yeah, we never used it.
Yeah.
Actually, plot twist. That wasn't a snake. It was me.
Was it you?
Yes.
That makes sense.
Was
that before you were working out?
Yeah.
Before you grew arms and legs?
Yeah.
Okay.
You're thinking about it the wrong way.
Yeah. There was a good stretch of 3-4 years where we were consistently going to the lake and water skiing.
You got pretty good at it.
Yeah, I
couldn't you one ski?
Yeah, slalom. Yeah,
one ski.
I mean, my family.
What do you call it?
I learned how to ski when I was like in elementary school. It's called slalom.
Okay, I thought you said schlong.
Slalom.
I've only skied like a couple times on lakes.
Preston's really good, man. You'd be impressed.
I like skiing a lot. We just kind of stopped going, so there really wasn't a point of us to have this boat that we didn't use.
Right.
So. And I'm sure it cost, we had to pay to, well, not we, my parents had to pay to keep it stored in like a place. I'm sure it was just wasting money, towards the end there since we weren't using it.
Yeah, but, great days in the lake. I got to be honest, I have no clue how we got on that subject.
Y'all are going to the lake.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, we're going to have a good time.
I think one of the last 2 times I went out on the lake, I got sunburnt so bad. And you're probably wondering how I got sunburnt because I am so... tan as it is. Like, how can I get any darker? But I got roasted so hardcore.
I think I remember this. Didn't you like physically? You practically bathed in aloe, didn't you? And just laid there?
I couldn't move. I just laid. I made this pallet on the floor because I just couldn't even lay in my bed for some reason. It hurt too bad, so I just laid on this mat on the floor and couldn't move and just like screamed in agony for
Sunburn
like a week.
Is so bad,
dude. This was like so unlike anything I'd ever experienced in my entire life. My entire body. I thought I had to go to a hospital. I was just, I thought I was dying. So, yeah, that was one of the last times I went. So now I do not even step foot on a boat without practically dipping myself like I'm a corn dog about to be fried before I go out on the lake.
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think I mentioned on the podcast forever ago that when I was on that Accutane medicine in early high school, I was so sensitive to the sun that I didn't trust the dermatologist. And he's like, just so you know, you're practically a vampire now. When you go out in the sun, you will burn instantly if you don't wear at least 100 SPF. I was like, that's ridiculous. I don't believe you at all. And I went to the pool and only put sunscreen on my shoulders. And I came home with like an Illuminati triangle of sunburn that progressively got darker and darker. It was purple. It was such bad sunburn. And I left a scar on my chest for months because I got burned so badly. And that was the last time I made that mistake. I also looked like a salamander because my lips got so dried out from that medicine that I had to wear this Aquaphor stuff. My lips were shiny like a lizard for like a whole year straight. People would be like, what's wrong with your lips, man? And be like, it's my chapstick. It was like, they're glowing. They were so slimy.
Dude, that's something you don't think about that can be sunburned really bad. It's your lips.
Yeah.
If you're not careful. Your lips and your ears. I've had during that experience, those the ears and the lips hurt so bad.
Yeah.
So,
Jacob, you remember when we went to Universal, I think it was last summer, and I had that sunscreen on my face all day. I looked like a mime. Yeah. It didn't rub. It was like cheap sunscreen. It didn't rub in all the way. Just my whole face was white all day
like
long.
It's like a paste face.
Yeah. But I didn't get burned, though, so it was worth it.
There you go.
Nice.
That was a fun time.
Very cool.
Yeah. How was everyone's week?
It's good. Busy.
Yeah, I know yours was.
Really busy.
Mine was busy too.
Mine was, but not in the same way yours was.
Play some games.
Nice. Yeah, I had to take over the project that we're on just for this week, which involves lots of paperwork and working at home. So I'd have to get home from a long day of work and write up a bunch of crap and do it all over again. What are you laughing at?
Lily over there just staring at Jacob.
But yeah, that was my week. So I really didn't get in a lot of game time, unfortunately. So, but oh well. I'm only doing it for this week. So next week should be a little more normal to me.
Same hours next week?
When you say this week,
Maybe.
it's the week that's passed, correct?
Yeah, this past week, my bad. This week, as in this is releasing on Monday, hopefully is a little bit less chaotic than the previous week. So at least I'm thinking so.
Okay.
It should be at least. So, yep.
I also hope for that.
Thanks.
I'd love to do some additional video stuff with you for once because I miss it terribly.
Sure. I'd like that.
It'd be great if you could host a stream or two as well.
Yeah.
I don't know about everyone else,
sure.
but I miss you to bits on those streams.
Okay.
And just your presence in general.
Okay.
It's good to see you today, though.
It's good to see you, too.
Glad you survived your busy week. Mine was also busy, but it was actually due to homework all week. And the homework was entirely for my color theory class, and I painted so much it took up practically every hour of my free time this week, which is just awful. And I got to say, a huge shout out to all of you who have been on Discord just talking to us and hanging out and tuning into the streams, because this is the first week in the history of ItsObviousGaming that we only had one video come out, which is disturbing to me.
In the history?
In the history, yeah.
Really?
Yeah, we've had at least 2 videos come out every single week since, the lowest we've ever had before this was 2, but we've never had just one come out on the channel in a full 7-day span. At this point, it will have been 7 days since we had another video come out. So for me, that's a long time, and it makes me feel very weird because I'm so used to constantly doing videos with you guys. But I don't know if it matters to anyone, but I apologize for the lack of content because we want your subscription to feel worth it. And I just have a blast with it. So we greatly appreciate your continued support and sticking around with us in the times we're extra busy. It's been really awesome. But and thanks again to all of you who tuned into the streams. I played some Doom Tuesday night with Mr. Kyle and a couple other buddies from the community, and we had a good time. We actually played pretty well, and Kyle, man's a great teammate. I got progressively worse and worse and worse. I was just getting so tired. I kept getting worse all night long. But Kyle, man, he was right up at the top. The whole
when
time.
that happens.
Oh yeah, we lost plenty of times.
Really?
Yeah, we lost 3 or 4 times, I think. Yeah, I stopped caring about the win-loss thing, but whatever. As long as I play well at this point, it's cool with me. But we played pretty well. I think you, me, and Kyle, and whoever else wants to play with us, we would actually define unstoppable in Doom. Because you and I together, obviously, we practically never lose. But the 3 of us together, man, holy crap. A literal bloodbath.
Okay.
So I look forward to that opportunity. But that was a fun stream. I appreciate all you guys tuning in and talking in the chat. It was a blast. So that was cool. And then Thursday, we played some Final Fantasy XIV online. I had no clue what I was doing, and the stream was actually quite disastrous for the first hour because we were trying to get through the tutorial, and we kept getting stuck in the wrong world over and over and over again. So we finally got together and did a wee bit of questing at the end. It was cool. I could tell that I would have a crap ton of fun with that game had I had enough time to continue playing.
Killed some ladybugs.
Yeah, I did kill some ladybugs, a couple other furry creatures, some swamp creatures. All quite adorable. I actually felt kind of bad about killing them, but it's an MMO. You got to slaughter everything in your path to level up.
You got to collect the nuts to deliver to the NPC.
Yes, collecting nuts is one of my favorite pastimes in any MMO. Collecting nuts or some sort of weird item. It's
You
always
got to deliver the pretzels to the guards.
I think the best quest we faced so far is that one where the lady's like, "I dropped my coins. Will you pick them up?" Like right next to her. Pick them up, peasant. So it works for me though, because my character Dunkin' Donuts, spelled very millennial-like, it's a very modern way to spell Dunkin' Donuts. I picked up all the coins quite easily because I'm a short little munchkin man.
Yes.
So he's a good-looking guy. I'm proud of him. But yeah, it's a shame I don't have enough time to play with you guys because I know you guys played a bit more over the course of the weekend. But hopefully I can find some time to play with you guys again because I can tell that if I got into that game, I'd have a lot of fun with it. But lastly, I played some more Zelda, and I have 5 shrines left. And I play Zelda often. I think I played like 20-minute spurts all week, but within those 20-minute spurts, while I was on the go, was knocking away those shrines. And I think I will just go ahead and finish them so I have full hearts, so I can go into the final trials of the sword with full hearts. So I'm excited about that. But that's been a great ride. I look forward to beating it. And it's kind of sad. It's weird because I've been playing it so long, but I feel like at the same time, there's still so much more in the game I haven't experienced for some reason. I know there's countless side quests I can do. There's all that additional DLC of the Master Trials and the more DLC coming later. But there's something I feel like I haven't experienced everything. It's weird. Maybe I have. I think it's just taken me so long, and I've done it so sporadically that it feels like I may have missed something. But
have you done the one shrine quest where the riddle is you have to ride upon like a something with a throne of horns or something like that?
I don't know.
Okay.
Maybe.
I like that. That one made me feel really smart when I did it.
Okay. Yeah, I can't recall.
Okay.
Interesting. Maybe I have. Maybe I haven't. I'll find out soon.
The Birdman with the... What's that called?
The parrot?
Is he a parrot?
He's a accordion.
Right? Yeah, the Rito guy. Yeah, the accordion. Yeah. And he...
Oh, that guy, yeah.
He'll like give you a little...
I love every time.
I've done a lot from him, but I don't know if I recall the one you're talking about.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I'm sure you'll stumble upon it eventually if you got 5 left.
Okay.
So...
Yeah. It's been a good ride, though.
Oh, yeah.
That was all for me. That's all I got to play, which sucks.
Yeah.
But hopefully I have more time this week. I'm hoping to crank out a bunch more videos. Oh, yeah. I played some Halo 5. I forgot to mention that. You guys may recall on Discord or something at stream I mentioned I have to review a headset. Headset's freaking awesome. It's the Razer Thresher Ultimate headset. It's actually right behind Jacob.
You being paid to say that?
I'm not. No, but it's seriously awesome because I haven't had a good, decent... Well, I mean, the PlayStation Gold headset's really good, but I haven't had a headset of this quality since my 360 days. And even then, the Turtle Beaches I had weren't that nice. I think they were like $150, and these are more expensive, but super comfortable, and the sound is just exquisite. I mean, granted, sound is both... You can judge it objectively and subjectively, but as far as the objective side of things, it sounds just phenomenal, and it feels very wide too. Because it just feels huge when I was playing Big Team Battle. I mean, a lot of that goes into the sound design of the game itself, but I even talked to a few random people that happen to have their mics on in the party just to judge like the adjustment between the in-game chat and the game volume and stuff, just because I have to know all those things, but. Worked very well. It's super easy to set up, and the charge lasted a really long time. And it was cozy, too. I wore it for hours and couldn't complain. But the reason I bring that up is because I got to play Halo 5 for the first time in a long time. And I literally had to dust off the Xbox. It was caked in dust. But it's clean now.
For sure.
Mostly clean. Popped in Halo 5, and I had a ball, I got to tell you. I forgot to mention... I mean, I've mentioned this several times, but Halo 5's multiplayer I'm a huge fan of. And not so much Halo 4, but I think Halo 5 is the perfect blend of 2, 3, and 4's multiplayer. It just feels awesome. And had a lot of fun. Every match I played was exciting and thrilling. Played mostly Warzone and Big Team Battle because I really wanted that war feel with the headset. But had so much fun in that Warthog, man. I just love, like I mentioned, we were at lunch, just getting in a Warthog with a teammate and trying to steal the enemy flag and just getting chased down all the way back to our flag. It's so exciting. I played a little bit of Arena, too. I played on the Haven map from Halo 4. You guys Halo fans out there, you may recall the map Haven. It was the big circular...
I liked Halo 4's maps.
Yeah, they're pretty good. I really didn't hate Halo 4's multiplayer. It's definitely my least favorite, but I prefer the more Halo 2,
it's
Halo 3
my
style.
Favorite.
But Haven was the big symmetrical circle map. It was very white and silver, and there's like a big skyline out in the distance. But they redesigned the map for Halo 5 that I had not played on yet, and it's completely redesigned like a Covenant temple. And it's at nighttime, and it's lit by torches, and there's waterfalls, and a giant Covenant statue in the middle. It looks so freaking awesome. Plays exactly the same too, but it was just a really cool redesign, I thought. A ton of free maps were added to the game. I haven't kept up with Halo 5's multiplayer updates and such, but literally, I'm not even exaggerating, with the exception of the Haven remaster or remake or whatever, I played on maps that I had never played on the entire time. I think I played like 10 matches, all maps I'd never played on. Now, some of them may have been Forge created. I know they do that as well. But overall, man, I had an absolute blast. And those of you on Xbox, I actually went onto our Xbox club, which have a surprising amount of people in there. I think it was like 40 or something.
Oh, really?
Yeah, but I left a message saying, like, who wants to play some Halo? And no one responded. So I guess you guys were busy, or everyone just hates me on Xbox or something. But if you guys want to play some Halo, I'm going to play a bit more this week to do that. So I'd love to play with you guys.
Tired of being scrutinized.
Yeah. But I want to jump into the Master Chief Collection as well. But it was fun being back on Xbox a little bit. I really enjoy Halo. So that's all I played this week. But what about you guys?
How about you, Preston?
I play too much because I was busy.
I thought you said you play too much.
Yeah, I wish I could say that.
I played too much.
When I could play, I played Final Fantasy 14. Still nicking away at that. Did a few dungeons. I'm about to be level 30 something. I don't remember though. I'm working on upping my culinary class, so I'm cooking a lot of stuff.
I decided to do mining.
Okay.
I don't know if that's going to be a good choice or not. I want to do blacksmithing, so
I don't know. but I'm cooking stuff. Got a nice, really interesting weird outfit.
Are you like Ignis from 15?
Yeah, you could say that.
Do you take on that persona when you cook? That's what I would do.
I will now.
Yeah, you definitely
I really
should.
didn't make that connection. Yeah. But yeah, now I will. I don't look nearly
you can pretend
as
that
cool
your
as
Ignis's long lost relative.
Yeah.
Okay.
You could say his voice lines too, like, "Oh, I found a new recipe."
Exactly.
So I'm doing that. That's cool. I still don't know the point of it, but I know I can eat some things and it gives me a bigger XP boost. So that's pretty cool so far. But I'm mainly running around with my giant pole, sticking things with it. So that's cool. I also played a little bit of VR. I played the Amulet something demo again. I know I talked about it a week ago or something. That was just fun to get in and out of, and it's fun. I still need to get back to Farpoint. I need to commit.
So do we.
To sit down and play that.
I don't want to play that game at all.
I mean, I don't want to play it either, but we have to finish what
I know we need to finish
I'm a firm believer.
Do you not want to? Why don't you want to play it?
I just don't like it very much.
You don't?
I mean, it's cool. Like,
I think it's cool.
it's like not that it's a gimmick, but like what you're doing is cool. Like, actually you have a gun, and you're aiming around, and it feels like an arcade shooter, but it's just not very exciting.
I'm interested to see how it wraps up because I don't know if you watched the most recent part I did, but there's a really cool revelation at the end of the video, and I'm interested to see how that plays out into the conclusion of the game.
Gotcha.
So.
Yeah. I think it's cool. I just need to get back to it eventually. So I know there's some DLC too that I might want to check out.
Nice.
But,
do you think that, I think it's called the Ancient Amulet or something, whatever that VR game is, do you think that would make a good Let's Play?
Maybe.
Jacob and I would have fun with it?
I think it's fun.
Okay.
Just the demo I have.
I've heard it's
played
really
it like
cool.
2 or
I just
3
haven't
times.
played it
It's
yet.
really fun. It's really simple. It's really fast. You just get in and out. I had like 30 minutes and I kind of just wanted to play VR for some reason. So it was cool for that.
Nice.
But what else did I play? I haven't gone back to Crash yet. I need to though. After I platinumed the first one, I've been taking a break. But I've heard it gets increasingly easier, so it shouldn't be as frustrating. So that is enticing, knowing that I might not want to kill myself playing these two, or at least platinuming them. So that's about it. I kind of do want to play Halo though. That sounds pretty fun.
Dude, it seriously is.
Yeah. I know we had a lot of fun when we played it a while back. My Xbox is on its last legs. Just watching Hulu and Netflix, it freezes consistently.
Oh no.
My controller has problems connecting to the console.
Wow.
Like I'll just be on the home menu and I'll be flicking the stick around, pushing A, B, nothing works, but it says it's connected. So I have to restart the console all the time. So I don't know. But if it keeps doing this stuff, especially when Black Desert comes out, I'm just gonna trade it in and maybe get a
PC
S or something. No, I have to have. This is like,
you don't have to have an Xbox.
This is my.
I'm
not done. I would like to have an Xbox just for exclusives. And
what exclusives?
Well, I know I can play on my PC too. But my wife, ball and chain,
I forgot your wife.
My personal cook.
I forgot your wife. My wife. It's so weird.
She uses it as her Netflix machine. She's watching that Grey's Anatomy 24/7 on that thing.
You should have said my old lady.
I was trying to come up with as many things as possible to call her, but she's constantly watching stuff on it. So I need to have some. I could buy her like a Amazon Fire Stick or whatever, but she likes the Xbox, and that's it. So
Jacob, do you use your Xbox for Netflix and stuff because you have it set up on a different TV? Is that why?
Yeah.
Okay.
And it's what was I gonna say? I like how you can control your TV through the Xbox. Like, it's like that all-in-one system where you can just, you literally hook your cable box up to the Xbox. So I don't know. It's cool. I can talk to, because it's Cortana now, and I can go to any channel I want just by talking.
Now, has she betrayed you yet?
Yeah,
she'll betray you.
Of course, yes.
Okay.
I mean, it's not 100%, but if you're loud and you're clear, she usually, picks up what you're saying.
Excellent. Do you have Hey Siri set up on your phone? Do you have a 7? Or is that for all iPhones?
I don't know.
I think you can set it to. I think it's on all iPhones. Yeah.
I can't just talk to my phone.
I turned it off because I would be listening to podcasts or something, and she would randomly chime off.
That's weird.
I'm assuming
she hasn't done that for me.
They would say something, and it would be misinterpreted through her that they said "Hey Siri" for some reason.
Interesting. It hasn't happened to me yet.
Yeah. I think I had it on to where if it was plugged in, it would work, but I just turned it off altogether.
Yeah, I forgot I had that option, but I was brushing my teeth this morning. My hands, and this is hilarious. I sound like a child, but every time I brush my teeth, I basically get covered in toothpaste. It like runs down my arm and like all over my mouth and everything, and gets stuck in the beard. So I couldn't touch my phone, but my alarms were going off. I forgot to turn them off, so I just said, "Hey Siri," mouthful of toothpaste. "Hey Siri." She hears me. I'm like, "Turn off all my alarms," and she turned them all off for me without having to touch the phone. So that's a nice feature, I think. I literally only use Siri for reminding me to do things and turning off my alarms.
Yeah. I use her in the car. See, I have the sync thing in my car where I push a button and it says, bong bong, like, what do you want to do? And I say, call blah, blah, blah.
Usually when you're calling me.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. You only call me to have our intimate discussions.
Yes. And 90% of the time, my car ignores me and it just goes right back to the radio or whatever is playing. So
it's a little disrespectful.
Yeah, I don't know why it's doing that. It's very annoying. So I just have to like reach over and feel for my phone and activate Siri and then tell it to call somebody. So that's pretty much the only time I use Siri.
Okay.
So
I never use Siri. I don't know why. I just don't.
Because you're sexist?
Yeah,
if it was a man, would you talk to it? If it was a man, you would?
Yeah.
Yeah?
I literally forget that Siri exists every time I use my phone.
Interesting. She does a lot for me. I mean, granted, when I tell her to remind me to do things, it's almost always incorrect, but it's vaguely correct. I'm like, I'll remember what you mean.
When we were working Woodstock, and I swear I bring that up every podcast, we would wake up and I would hear you occasionally just cussing Siri out because your alarms would be going off and you would tell her to turn it off and she wouldn't correctly do it.
It's because I set so many that she freaks out because she can't turn them all off at once. I literally set like 50 alarms. I'm not even trying to be funny. Literally about 50 alarms. I set them for every 5 minutes for several hours just in case I don't hear them. Maybe I'll eventually hear them.
Speaking of a lot of alarms, I only had 2 set and I was late to work the other day.
Yeah, so see, that's why I set like 1,000 just in case. But yeah, sometimes she would get hung up, and especially on those early mornings when I have to get up at like 5 and work till like 3 the next morning. So I'd freak out yelling at Siri. But she's been mostly reliable, so I appreciate her.
Yeah. Well, besides that, me and Lizzie have been watching The Office from the beginning again.
I just started again too.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
I'm on.
And everyone's doing that right now
because they're taking it.
They're taking it away.
I know.
So we were watching it before we knew that, but having heard that, we definitely have to finish it now because she's never seen the entire thing all the way through. But we're in the middle of season 3, and it's just so good. That show's so freaking funny.
It is. It's incredible.
So yeah, we're in just season 2 in its entirety is just so freaking funny. So that's about it. I really want to start No Hero Academy. New anime. I like to have an anime that I'm watching alongside with other things. I've heard it's so good. Have you finished One Punch Man?
I think I'm on episode 9.
How are you liking it?
I love it. It's fantastic.
So good.
It is. Yeah, I'm on the episode where I don't want to spoil it, but they fight the Sea King or whatever.
Yeah,
I'm on that episode.
It's a good one.
Yeah.
That's on.
I think I'm in the middle of that episode when there's like a turning point in that event. It was so funny.
It's on my list on Netflix. One Punch Man.
Nice.
Yeah.
That animation, dude, in that show is just unreal.
It's so good.
It's so good.
It is so funny. Not to spoil it, just what he has to go through in terms of his ranking and stuff.
Yeah.
It's like he's so good that it screws him.
Yeah.
It's so funny. So that's really great. I really hope we hear something about a second season. I haven't Googled it or anything, but I wouldn't see why there wouldn't be a second season for that.
Yeah, it seems like the kind of show you could do a ton of seasons.
Yeah. So they definitely leave it open as well, but they also kind of close it too. So
interesting.
I don't know. But yeah, that's great. That's about all I did this week. I hope this week I can have some free time so I can really get back into 14 because this is about the last month that we have until the gaming season starts picking up. So I'd like to get a little deeper in this game before. I definitely don't have any time to get back to it.
I've heard it's a good story.
What?
It's Final Fantasy 14.
Yeah, it's good. It's fun. I skip a lot of it.
Oh, yeah, me too.
Yeah.
If there's not a
be honest with you, Jacob, I don't know what the hell's going on right now, but it looks cool, I guess. There's this masked man who keeps fighting me. I'm like, all right, cool. I'm going to these random pirate caves, fighting these monsters. Sure. Whatever, dude.
So, nice.
Yeah.
I enjoy just the combat, and I don't know, the questing's fun.
Yeah, it is
Just
fun.
something about doing chores is fun to me.
It is the best podcast game at the moment. It is just knocking out these quests. Even like the early dungeons right now, you have to coordinate. Like if you're just goofing around, you'll die, but you don't have to be like really talkative at the moment. Like I know the first time I played it, there is a specific dungeon where you have to go in this old mansion, and the difficulty ramps up pretty significantly to where if you're not tanking correctly, etc., you will be destroyed. And that was one of the most embarrassing things I'd ever done in video games, because I was playing as a tank and I didn't really know I was supposed to be getting the attention. I'm like running around smacking things, and I got chewed out so bad, and I felt embarrassed, so I just had to quit because I was mortified. I was so scared of the people I was with. So once that hits, you can't really be listening to podcasts all too much, but just running around doing like side quests and stuff. Yeah, that's when I listen to all my podcasts, is when I play.
I'm enjoying like learning the taunts and how to getting enemies' attentions as a tank. It's cool. Yeah. I've never really played a tank in MMO. So. Yeah,
I mean, you really, when you're just out doing stuff, it's
you're just
not that big of a deal. Yeah, that's primarily for just dungeons and instances and stuff. Yeah. So, having played an MMO, do you agree with what I said last week about the tutorial stuff, kind of introducing you to your role? I thought the game just does that pretty well.
Yeah, it does well. Yeah.
So, it makes it very easy to understand, like really what you're supposed to be doing.
Yeah, when to use your abilities. Yeah, just basic stuff.
Yeah.
I don't even think you've been through it yet.
I highly doubt it.
No. You need to get a little bit. That's like around level 15, I think, where they start teaching you stuff like that.
I don't even think I'm level 2 yet. Maybe I'm level 2.
I don't know.
That's about it. That's how much time I had.
Oh, beating the tutorial also gives you a ring, which speeds up your XP a ton up until you get to level 30. So it's definitely good to go through those tutorials.
Nice.
But I'm surprised how many, since I started talking about it, it seems like, especially in our Discord, like people are talking about it so much. I felt kind of like about it because I didn't want to like recommend this game and all these people start getting it and not like it. So it kind of made me nervous, but it seems like people are liking it.
Yeah, but people take that at their own risk.
Yeah, I know. So. This is just the first game that I've really like talked about a lot and recommended, and I've seen like the repercussions of like people getting interested in it and stuff. So I just hope people enjoyed if they picked it up based on my recommendation.
It seems like mostly everyone out there is enjoying Final
Fantasy. And if
you
didn't, then you just have shit taste in games. So. But anyways, that's enough about what I did, Jacob.
Yes.
Oh, I played Zelda too. I played a lot of Zelda. I finished the first trial.
Okay.
Mastered up the Master Sword by 10 points, which is cool.
There you go.
And I got.
Is that your tummy?
Yeah.
Nice. Oh wow, that was cool.
Did you not eat today? You hungry?
I just had Taco Bell.
Yeah. Is that a hunger tummy sound or
no,
is it something else?
It's like another sound.
Okay. Maybe bowel movement.
Yeah, bowel movement.
Okay.
Things are churning.
Yeah.
I got to Hateno Village on hard mode, and it's really not hard anymore. I've kind of cheated. I have like 8 amiibos, and I'm spawning like the best crap every day. So I'm just destroying everything. So
you can use them once a day.
Yeah.
Oh crap.
Yeah.
Man.
Yeah. So it's pretty fun. I don't know. I'm at least using.
Is it once a day in game time or real life?
I think real life.
Okay.
Based on your Switch's internal clock, I believe so. So, but yeah, that's what I did in Zelda, and I think that's what I did completely. So, Jacob, what'd you do?
I also played Zelda. I reached the area of the volcano. It's my second area. I chose to go that way as opposed to the other 2 dots where the other beasts are.
You mean Death Mountain?
Sure, yeah.
That's where I ended up too for my second one.
Yeah? Mm-hmm. It's a giant salamander just crawling on a volcano. Not sure why, but you need to go stop him.
Yeah, you do.
And I got my fire gear. It looks really stupid.
I liked it.
I kind of liked it too, Jacob.
It's too bulky.
Sounds to me like you're a bit of an asshole.
Yeah. It just looks ugly in my opinion.
Why don't you just take
that's just my
potions then?
Because that would be a lot of resources, Preston. I don't want to do that.
Okay, then wear the bulky gear.
I am.
Okay.
I don't have the headpiece though. I didn't buy that.
That was my favorite thing, is getting to new areas that are different climates, and I spent the first hour or two getting the entire gear set up and like upgrading it a little bit just so I could roam that area with the correct gear.
Yeah, I need to go to the ferry and upgrade the gear. Is there a way to upgrade it again?
You have to. There are 4 ferries in the world,
and they each do a different tier.
Yes,
Okay.
but you can go back to once you upgrade like the second tier fairy, all the fairies do tier 2.
Okay.
So if you find all 4 fairies, I believe you can go do any fairy and they will upgrade your armor all the way.
Okay.
Cool.
So
I have no idea where the other fairies are. Why? What are they hard to find or?
the final one, which is kind of where the Gerudo, like the desert is, it's kind of tucked away pretty.
That one's pretty
hard.
Expensive too.
Yeah, well, it depends on it. Raises that one specifically isn't the top price. It's if you go to that one first, then it's like 1,000 rupees. It eventually gets up once you're on the 4th one. It goes up to like 10,000 rupees you have to pay.
Gotcha.
But you end up like I'm so rich in my game. Like
I'm not rich at all, dude.
Oh really?
I have like I've been at a steady 1,200 rupees my entire playthrough.
Oh, just go mining.
Yeah, just selling all those little topaz and stuff.
I have like over 100 like luminous stones, and you can sell them like in. There's a woman in Death Mountain or a Gerudo. I don't know if she's a woman.
Round roly poly man.
No, Gerudo. They're not humans. So I don't know if I can call her a woman. Yeah, them. They she'll like buy stones. Like specific stones on certain
jeweler
days for
lady?
For like higher prices and stuff.
Interesting.
So I did that a lot, and
because I have a ton of that stuff, I figured I could sell all that. I just didn't know how much I'd need to upgrade my armor and stuff if I need any of it.
Stones. I mean, if you do, they're really easy to get. Like you just have to go mine. There's a guy in Zor's domain that if you trade him 10 luminous stones, he'll give you a diamond.
Yeah.
So it's really easy to get diamonds and stuff. So I'd sell them if you need money.
Yeah. I mean, I could get plenty by doing that, but I guess we'll see.
Mm-hmm.
There you go. Well, yeah, that's what I'm doing. I've been doing a lot of shrines lately. Just a lot of exploring, doing quests when I can. Just I don't know, just taking in the world. It's a great game. I've kind of slowed down this week because I have been playing another game, Final Fantasy 14. At first, I really didn't like the game. It felt kind of clunky, or not clunky, I mean, but complicated in that it was like flooding me with tutorials, and I was like, I don't really want to deal with this right now. I just want to play the game and do some combat. But then it had like the whole questing in the city where you start out, and that kind of put me off. But once I got out of the city and started, actually fighting things and doing quests, it was really fun. So I'm glad that I stuck with it a little bit. And that one night when we all started playing on stream, it was cool playing with other people.
Definitely.
Even if we weren't like all at the same spot at the same time, it's just cool like talking while you're playing an MMO. It's kind of like listening to a podcast. It's just a mindless game to play. Right. You're just questing. So I'm having a lot of fun with it, and I will probably be playing more of it today. But that's all I played this week.
Nice.
Yeah, once we get to higher levels, it'd be fun to actually do some dungeons with you and stuff. So, yeah, that'd be cool.
I hope you guys enjoy. Probably won't be there, unfortunately. I could probably play that game on Wednesday of next week.
Wednesday.
Yeah. This comes out on Monday, and it's Saturday right now. So
on Wednesday, I'll be playing Destiny 2. So
nice. As will I. I'm looking forward to that. We should try to just dedicate all of Wednesday to just playing that with whoever else wants to play with us.
Yeah, I'll play. And there's only 3 in a fire team.
There you go.
All right.
So,
sorry, guys.
There's 4 for PvP.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Cool.
We could always meet up, and of course, you kind of have to be in the same fire team to be in the same hub world. Of course, I think the farm's only open for a couple hours on a certain day.
And
right?
on Saturday, we're not going to be able to go to it.
All right, we'll be gone.
Looks like I'll check it out myself.
Yeah. That's exciting.
Yeah,
I'm looking forward to it. Regardless,
Me too.
Team up a bit of multiplayer and stuff, and we'll talk on Discord and everything about it. So yeah, looking forward to it.
Gentlemen, anything you'd like to address before we get into the meat of this discussion?
I don't think so. The only other thing Jacob and I did this past week was on Sunday, prior to last week's episode coming out. We saw Metallica.
Yes.
At SunTrust Park, the new Brave Stadium here in Atlanta, and that park is awesome. We didn't get to have Fox's barbecue because it was a 2-hour and 45-minute wait.
Yep.
Which I expected. Even the one in Atlanta, like you mentioned, fills up. Me and Casey went there, and you would have sworn it was like the zombie apocalypse outside this place. It's so packed.
Did you go?
No, we couldn't wait.
Man. It's unreal.
What time did you say you need to try to get there? Like before 11?
I got there at like 11:30, and we had to wait like 5 minutes.
Okay.
So
all right.
Yeah.
Because both times I've gone, it has been so many people you can't even get in the door.
It is so good.
That's what I can tell. I can see that. See why? I mean, it's slammed. So we didn't get to eat that, but we had some delicious all-American hot dogs at the Brave Stadium. They're really good.
I had a bratwurst.
You did, yeah, because you're German.
Yeah, it's good.
Just like on 4th of July, you had your bratwurst and sauerkraut and such.
I had hot dogs last night.
Nice.
Yeah.
What kind of hot dogs?
That's not what I had on 4th of July.
Turkey dogs. No nitrates.
I understand.
Yeah.
I get that completely. I think I've actually had a turkey dog recently.
It tastes like a hot dog.
It does, yeah. So, but we had some delicious hot dogs and potato buns. I had some grilled onions on mine. It was delicious, my friend.
I like that.
And we saw Volbeat opened, correct? Was it Volbeat? Yeah, we saw Volbeat. That was pretty funny.
Yeah, they were good.
Yeah.
I actually like them as a band.
They have some good tunes.
I know it's funny.
It's the weirdest sound. I mean, it's literally like Metallica meets Elvis. It's the strangest
That's why
thing.
I like it so much.
They even did an Elvis cover briefly, which is funny. But saw Volbeat. We saw Avenged Sevenfold, which I got to say it was a little underwhelming.
Isn't he losing his voice though?
It wasn't really. He wasn't losing his voice. Whoever was mixing for them, I guess, was unaware.
No, I just heard that he's like in general he can't sing as well as
I haven't heard their recorded music in years. I know they have I think they have a new single out and a new album coming soon. But I haven't listened.
This could just be a huge.
Now live, I thought he sounded great. He was just so quiet compared to the rest of the band. The band sounded fine, but the vocalist, Mr. M Shadows, he goes by, you could not hear a word he was saying half the time, which kind of sucks because I was really into them in middle school and early high school, and used to jam to him all the time, and it was cool seeing him live. Like I got to hear all the songs I wanted to hear live, but the mix was just terrible. I know this sounds like such a douchey thing to say, like, oh, the mix sucks, but compared to Volbeat and Metallica, I mean, anyone would be able to tell the difference between the sound. But Metallica was fantastic as always. It was our second time. It was my second time seeing them. And the first time I saw them, you were there, Preston, and they were great, but they were even better this time, which is amazing. This is 8 years later. They sound even better than they did the last time. And the production was incredible. These massive screens behind them. They were doing the coolest things. Like the opening to one, they made... Sorry, Jacob. I have a habit of knocking water bottles over. They had the whole stage basically become a war zone with these between the screens and these lasers that look like tracer rounds from like machine guns and like explosions on the stage with fire. It was awesome.
And there was one song, there was fire traveling across the middle of the stage back and forth.
Yeah. It was really cool. Great production.
Sounds dangerous.
It was, yeah. But it was a great show. It was awesome to be there and to experience the new Brave Stadium for the first time. Made me want to go see a game. I get really bored at baseball games, but I love the atmosphere of a baseball game. You know, the good eats, the sport itself. Not really a big fan, but
the better seats you have, the easier it is to get into it.
Okay.
So maybe if you get like, if we were sitting where we were watching the Braves, it would have been fun.
Yeah, I mean, I've had great seats at baseball before. I just think baseball is just horrendously boring to watch. But I think it is a crap ton of fun to play. I will admit that forever. I love playing the sport, especially softball in high school, and it's a little bit different, but that is just so fun to me. I love sitting in the outfield, picking in the grass, waiting for a pop fly. And it's fun because you never know when it's going to happen. When that moment comes, you catch it. I'm not going to tell it again, but I've told that story of my inspirational story about believing in yourself when I caught the pop fly when I was a kid and got the game ball.
Yeah.
It's a great story. It's really meaningful to me. Anyway, it was cool. It was fun time. So that was all I did this past week.
Nice.
Cool, man.
Yeah.
This is the It's Obvious Gaming podcast, the show where my two best friends and I get together every single week to discuss video games, obviously. You can find all of our content, including the video version of this podcast, over at youtube.com/ItsObviousGaming. If YouTube isn't good for you, or you'd like to take us on the go, you can find this podcast weekly on iTunes, Spotify, Google Play, Audio Boom, and other podcasting services. Please check the description down below for timestamps to skip between the podcast, our PlayStation community, Discord channel, and other means to connect with us. If you haven't done so already, please subscribe to the channel and be sure to like and comment down below to get involved with the It's Obvious community. Doing so helps us out tremendously, and we would forever be in your debt. With all that out of the way, hey man, what's the news?
Boys, not unlike the original 1988 tabletop version, Cyberpunk 2077 will have specific classes. This news comes courtesy of Reese Puckett of nerdmuch.com. She says the game will feature similar classes, like I said, to the tabletop version. Classes include journalist, executive, rock star, and more. That sounds kind of interesting. You guys want to speculate as to what those might entail?
I don't even know what I would speculate.
Day jobs.
It sounds so interesting, though. Journalist, executive, rock star, more. Obviously, I want to go with rock star. Yeah. Now, do you think it's purely just weird names for like different combat roles, or do you think it's actual...
I think it might be a job.
Roles you play.
I don't even know. I don't know anything about...
Because this is an RPG.
Yeah.
So It'd be cool to be like, I'm a rock star.
Yeah.
I'm a journalist. What kind of gameplay does that entail? Or like, how does the progression work between classes that are named this? And I'm sure I can do more research and find out and grasp an idea of what it may mean. But I just thought this sounded really cool. It's just different from what you like warrior or rogue or scout or something. But I know it's futuristic and stuff. It's going to be different, but it just sounded cool to me.
Yeah. My hype is pretty high for this game.
Oh, me too. Dude.
Not even, I mean, Cyberpunk sounds cool. I'd be interested no matter who was developing it, but with CD Projekt's name in front of it, I'm just
so stoked.
So excited to play this thing. So I'm just super interested to see anything they do besides The Witcher. You know? Right. I just want to see what else they can do.
Now, I really don't know anything about Cyberpunk. Is it going to be shooter style gameplay or melee or maybe a combination of both?
Absolutely.
Gets me so excited.
Yeah.
Man.
That reveal is going to be so awesome.
I know. I'm so pumped for it. I wonder if it's going to be a world like Witcher where it's wide open, just in a futuristic setting. How cool would that be?
Yeah.
That'd be so awesome. They did it so well. You got to wonder, they're probably going to have like flying cars and stuff, like what the traversal will be like. Because obviously in Witcher it works as you're on horseback.
Do you think we're going to see this game this console generation?
I don't think so. I think it'll be the beginning of the next one.
That's hard to judge. I don't know. Maybe the tail end, but something tells me a game of this scope, I would imagine them holding off.
I guess it depends how long the PS4 lasts.
Yeah. I didn't include this in our notes because it was just a stupid story to me, but another analyst is speculating that the PS5 is going to launch in 2019 and it's going to be another half step. And he's describing it as the PS4 to the Pro to the PS5. The PS4 Pro is obviously a half step, and the additional half step makes a whole to become the PlayStation 5. So that sounds unexciting to me, but he's speculating this is what's going to happen. He says maybe 2020, but I think it's going to be 2019. So I didn't include that because I didn't think it was that exciting, but now I brought it up, so now we're here. We're stuck.
Okay, so you've included it.
But does that even sound exciting to you? A half step, or would you want them to just like complete? There's only so much you can do. I mean, technology only progresses so fast. But
I think the earliest it'll be 2020.
I'd rather wait and them just do a full step.
Me too, exactly. And that's the thing too. Like, why rush? I mean, they know this. I mean, they're probably way smarter than we are. But why rush when the PS4 is still killing it? And it's going to kill with all these exclusives coming out. It's like, why rush? But I don't know.
I want.
By 2019, that'll have been 5 or 6 years since PS4's initial launch. It was 2013, correct? Tail end of 2013.
I think so, yeah.
So I'm terrible at math. What was I doing in the stream? I couldn't even count to 6 in the stream.
Let me try and explain this. I might have a hard time explaining this. It's all up in my head. I'm just going to try and get it out there. If PlayStation does a full new console and people are like, okay, let me start over. I think I figured out a better way. If the consoles are so different from each other in terms of power, that just doesn't feel right to me. And it doesn't feel right to me because... Shit. How am I know this in my head. How do I say it?
Reiterate that sentence one more time.
It's like, I want the new consoles to come out around the same time because I don't want like Sony in the next generation and then Microsoft still in the last one.
I know what you mean.
Okay, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I want them to.
It's fun to have them launch together every generation.
Yeah, and I think because I don't want one holding another one back in terms of like, even if we're making a multi-platform game, they have to be cognitive of, okay, well, we can't add all this cool stuff or make the world bigger or add this gameplay element or something because we have to make sure that the PlayStation or the Xbox can still run it and stuff. And granted, I think that's the excuse that the PC Master Race has been claiming the entire time about consoles, that consoles are holding back gaming.
Yeah.
But we can't do that on a... Because that does make sense. That's a completely valid argument, and I understand where they come from that. But I don't want that to happen again within the consoles, one, keeping another one back. Mm-hmm. Hopefully that makes a little bit of sense.
I know what you mean.
Okay. Yes.
So,
that's just pretty much my only thoughts on it. If it is the 5, I mean, I'll buy it anyways. I don't care. I trust that the companies, for the most part, what they're doing. So
totally.
So yeah.
This is random, but speaking of CD Projekt Red, after playing Final Fantasy being that sort of magical medieval type world, it really sent a wave of The Witcher 3 over me that I kind of wanted to dive into that.
I've been wanting to replay that game for so long, but I can't.
I mean, Preston, you've played it so much. I would imagine you never want to see it again.
I can't afford to go back to it right now.
Neither can I, but I kind of want to just spend a few hours in that world and just run around, do a couple quests, kill some monsters. Mm-hmm. I love Witcher contracts. I love to do a couple Witcher contracts and just take it. I mean, the game, just thinking about it, is so breathtaking. Specifically, that area within the Blood and Wine DLC, so good.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Toussaint.
I think the best graphical area is what's that fort? Something where the main fort is, where he comes from. School of the Wolf or whatever. The big. It starts with a K or something, doesn't it?
Karamor.
That's what it is. Yeah. That's. I mean, obviously that's the smallest area in the game. So every time I go there, I was blown away at how pretty it looked.
It was cool because if you played the first Witcher, that's where you start.
Well, this might, with it having a pro patch.
It has a pro patch?
It is getting one.
No way.
Mm-hmm. It might be cool to just go back and see what it looks like.
Holy crap! I totally will. Yeah. Man, I get so pumped to go back to Horizon too.
Maybe you can load into the game quicker.
Yeah, speaking of Horizon, that was the first game in a very long time where when I got that platinum and knew I had officially done everything, I had that feeling of like emptiness. I was like, that was so good. I can't believe it's over.
Yeah.
You know what's funny? The funniest thing, my last trophy was, I don't know how this happened, but the very first tall neck I ever saw, for some reason I did not. I thought you had to do this. Maybe I didn't. Oh yeah, I didn't take a picture. What was that trophy to get ready to take pictures of something or scan certain things? You had like scan certain animals.
I don't know. I don't remember.
There's a trophy where you have to scan, I think, every creature in the game to add it to your journal. Okay. And oddly enough, the only thing I had not scanned was a tall neck. And they're the biggest things in the game. And I hadn't scanned it. And my last trophy, I had to go to the original tall neck I had never been to. Or the first tall neck you ever see. And I had to scan it. And that was my final trophy. It was weird because I went on this massive journey around the whole world doing all this stuff. And I had to come back to like where you initially start and get the last trophy. It was a cool little nice bow on my experience in that game. But pumped for that DLC, man. Very excited.
I really want to go back and get the new trophies they added. Just beating it on New Game Plus Ultra Hard. Yeah. I would like to do that, but I have too much stuff to play right now.
Yeah.
So
a lot more coming soon, too.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, but especially that.
If for some reason Setsuna's Hellblade, if for some reason it sucks really bad, then I might substitute Horizon for that game in early August. Mm-hmm. So hopefully that's not the case, though, because that game looks pretty rad from what I've seen.
It does. Yeah, Cyberpunk, man, I know we went on a bit of a tangent there, but I'm so excited for that, and those classes sound very interesting.
Yeah, very cool.
Did you guys check out the Wild West Online gameplay?
I did.
What'd you think?
It's whatever.
Yeah, it's kind of. I'm very intrigued by it. Obviously, the animations are super janky right now, but I know it's still a work in progress. It just looks like
early access PC.
It does, yeah, but I'm very intrigued by that idea. Yeah. I probably won't ever, if I ever play it, I probably wouldn't play it for very long because it looks. I mean, obviously very heavily inspired by Red Dead. I know this is an MMO, but just the look of it sort of. And I'm sure Red Dead is going to have an incredible online as well. They're going to play off of how successful GTA Online was and see if they can kind of do that again with Red Dead. I wouldn't be surprised at all.
I would play a Red Dead Online.
Yeah, dude, I bet there's serious potential there. Imagine like, I bought a new ranch in the middle of this field and I have instead of collecting cars, collect my cattle and my horses and stuff.
See, let me ask you guys something since you brought up GTA Online. I feel like I didn't completely get GTA Online. Like I didn't really.
You mean understand?
I don't think I really understand it because when we tried to play it multiple times, I had a lot of fun with you racing and stuff. But everything outside of that, I just kind of was bored. Just like driving around the open world, yeah, that's fun and stuff.
Right.
But
it's basically just like the base game, right? It's just a playground.
I think it's like. What I would describe it as like a very miniature MMO in the sense where you're in this open world with all these players. You have your own houses and cars, and it's literally all about making money to just get more stuff.
You're doing the heists now.
I never did heists or anything, so
it's funny. Remember when we started this podcast? I think we talked about it for a full year. We're gonna do the heist eventually. We never did.
It's never
too late.
Well, I haven't even played one.
I should have used a better word. Not that I didn't get it because I understand. I'm just surprised it didn't hook me like it's obviously hooked like tons and tons.
Dude, I guarantee you if we played with a multitude of people, we would have a ton of fun with that. Like Zach and them, for example, I think they all played on Xbox for a long time together, and they sounded like they had so much fun to a point where I almost bought it on an Xbox to play with them because they're having so much fun. But I liked it. I love the idea of just, let's do a heist. Let's go do some races now. Or let's go I don't know. There's all kinds of stuff you can do in the online world, but I thought it was cool.
Yeah.
But I still don't think it's too late to do a random GTA Online video. I feel like if we got a couple people together, we could have
I never have the urge to go back and play that game.
Yeah, I've still don't even have the game
on PS4.
Yeah, I don't have.
I really enjoyed it on PS4. It was good.
I only played it on Xbox 360.
So I don't know. I hope Red Dead Online hooks me a lot more than
I get the feeling there's so much they can do there. They have to be doing that. Like imagine like, oh, we're gonna do a heist in Red Dead Online. We're gonna rob like the local saloon or bank or something. That'd be awesome. That'd be cool. Pretty cool. But yeah, Wild West Online. I think it has potential to be like really, really, really cool. It just kind of look obvious. It's really early, so it has that jankiness to it. But I'm definitely intrigued by the idea.
Yeah, for sure.
It looks pretty cool. Boys, that brings us to News Nugs. Some little stories that weren't necessarily conversation worthy, but worth mentioning nonetheless. Wolfenstein 2's propaganda trailer, the German or else. Did you guys see this?
No,
I didn't catch this one.
I'm on lockdown for Wolfenstein.
Okay, this doesn't show any gameplay. It's actually live action.
Oh, okay, cool.
And it is I love it. It's world building. It's just a game show led by English-speaking Germans where everyone is in the crowd is clearly German, but there's two contestants on stage that he says a phrase and they have to repeat it in German. And there's a guy and a girl in this classic like old school game announcer. It's like, all right, blah, 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 blah. And they have to ring a bell and answer it. And the dude is getting all of them right. And the woman tries to answer one at one point, gets it totally incorrect. So the guy smokes her and they end up saying like, oh, well, you failed. So now you know what that means. The crowd chants re-education. So these Nazi soldiers come out and drag her off stage to take her to re-education. And, at the end, he says, remember, German or else, because there's only a few weeks left of English speaking in the United States. They're going to transition completely over to German. I just thought it was really cool. It was propaganda and just builds that world of just Germany taking over the United States. And it was just really awesome. And it showed a little bit of gameplay at the end, all stuff we've seen from the trailers and such at E3. But it's a really cool trailer. And I love, Bethesda always has done great trailers for all their games, but this one was definitely awesome. So I encourage you to check it out. It doesn't spoil anything.
Okay.
But you don't have to. Okay. I understand if you wouldn't want to.
Very, very, very excited for this game.
As am I.
Very excited. I want to go back and play the first one before this one again. Just a quick run through of it.
Yeah, it looks outstanding. I'm pumped. Ni no Kuni 2 Revenant Kingdom was delayed to January 19th, 2018.
Thank you.
So are you going to definitely play this one?
Yes, now I am.
Cool.
Yes.
I don't know if I am or not.
I was going to initially, but I was going to kind of put it on my backlog. But I just realized like, I'm going to put it on my backlog. So I'd probably be playing it around January anyways. But it just feels better now.
Your backlog's going to bleed into January too.
I don't really know if there's going to be one now. I don't think. That and like Assassin's Creed probably.
Right.
But I'm going to play that.
That's what I have on the mind is Assassin's Creed.
I'm going to play that over Assassin's Creed.
Okay. I would too, probably.
Yeah. So I guess it doesn't matter when it comes out. It's a mental thing I have that when a game comes out and I'm not playing it, I get really stressed out. So knowing that was it coming out in December or late November or something?
Something like that.
It's coming like a week after Battlefront.
I think it was only delayed 2 weeks. I think it might have been December sometime.
Okay. Well, yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like when a new game you want to play comes out and I don't know, it like makes me really stressed out that I need to be playing it because everybody else is playing it.
Right.
So knowing that it's coming out later on at a time where I was going to be playing it in the first place, but everybody is starting at that time.
Yeah.
That makes this holiday less stressful for sure.
I get that. You going to play this, Jacob?
Maybe. Depends how big my backlog is.
Have you seen it in action?
A little bit, yeah.
It's very charming.
That is so hard. That is first world problems, like hardcore. Like I'm so stressed out, like playing these games.
Too many games, dude. What am I gonna do? A lot of us can relate. All of us are quite excited for the fall.
I'm excited. I know nothing about it, but I know the first one is really cool. The art style and the gameplay, from what I've seen, looks really cool.
Definitely.
So,
Battlefront 2's beta is running for all platforms between October 4th and 9th. It's pretty exciting.
Yeah,
I look forward to playing it. So, I'm pumped for Destiny 2. I like playing any beta, which is fun. So, I'm looking forward to it. I'm very excited for Battlefront 2, specifically the story mode, which we have a community question involving it later on in the podcast.
Oh, boy.
Lastly, Gran Turismo Sports launching October 17th. Finally
got a release date.
You guys I know we're not car game or racing fans, but do you guys have any interest in Gran Turismo whatsoever?
Nah.
I kind of want to know what the VR component of it is.
Absolutely.
I know I've read it's like not as big as I thought it was going to be. Like I don't think you can like play When they first announced VR, I assumed that you could just play it in VR, but I think it's like a separate mode or something. So I'd like to know a little bit more about that. But I'm probably not going to get it. But if anything was going to get me more interested, it would be the VR aspect to it.
Yeah,
so.
And it's in October when so many games are coming out. So
every now and then I'll get into a car game briefly, like I mentioned several times. Burnout Paradise I got really into.
The first Forza on the Xbox One I played a lot because there was nothing else.
Yeah,
to play.
what else were you playing?
Right.
Yeah. But I'm moderately interested as well. I want to see, like you said, the VR stuff. And the last Gran Turismo I played was Gran Turismo. I think it was 3. It was 3 or one of the numbers on PS2 back in the day. And that was the first real racing sim I ever played. And I did not, being a little kid, I had literally no clue what I was doing. But the reason I played it is because my dad's buddy also had PS2 and was just raving about it. My dad's like, I'm going to get you Gran Turismo. My friend loves it. And I just did not understand it at all. I think I maybe raced the same track over and over again because I didn't realize you could progress and stuff and how realistic it was trying to be. So I was totally confused, but I'm kind of interested. I want a new car game to really give it an effort because I rarely give them a chance. I have a lot of fun with them. I mean, again, the most fun I've ever had in any racing game is Grand Theft Auto 5, but we'll see. I'm gonna wait for reviews.
A racing game.
Yeah, I know. And it's not a racing game, but I always considered that portion of it like truly a racing game.
Yeah, what about so Mario Kart?
Mario Kart's great too. That's another car game I'm into, dude.
I just suck at Sims really bad. So
I'm awful.
It has to be pretty arcadey for me to enjoy it fully.
What was the name of that game I played at E3 again? I forgot what it's called. It was the Bandai Namco racing game.
I don't know.
I didn't even know you played one.
Yeah, it was the one I mentioned where I flipped my car and the guy's like, "You're the only guy to flip his car today." I was like, "Cool."
It was like a car game?
Yeah.
Was it Project Cars?
That's what it was. I think it was Project Cars 2. Maybe it was Project Cars.
Bandai Namco published it?
Yeah. It was a one that Bandai Namco's publishing. I don't know what it's called, but I flipped my car and it was embarrassing. So maybe I'll flip my car in Gran Turismo.
We'll see.
Guys, D23 happened this past weekend and some exciting news have leaked out.
It's unfortunate we won't be able to talk about the Kingdom Hearts stuff because we're getting a new world and maybe a release date. Who knows?
Are we?
Yeah, they're releasing a new trailer that'll show a new world.
When is this happening?
Yeah, there's today. There's a lot of stuff happening today that we're not going to see.
Sucks, man. Yeah. Dang it.
Spider-Man stuff, too.
Well, we'll talk about it on Discord and stuff, I'm sure. I mean, I heard about Spider-Man as well, but two things sticking out to me, Jacob. Star Wars Land's model. Did you check this out?
I did.
What'd you guys think?
Looks cool. I'm excited to actually go there myself one day.
Now, have you heard the in-depth interview with, I can't remember the guy's name, but one of the guys, kind of one of the leads behind Star Wars Land?
Tell me about
They're literally taking a Westworld approach with Star Wars World. And listen to this. I don't know all the details, but he says that when you go into Star Wars World, you basically take on a role. I don't know if you dress up or anything, but you take on this role and they want you to feel truly immersed in the sense that you can be walking past, let's say, a cantina and some bounty hunter looking dudes will be having a conversation and might ask you to come over there and you'll walk up to them and be like, these guys over here stole some of our goods, like we need to go take care of them, and like do you want to come with us? And you can literally go on adventures with these characters in Star Wars Land. That sounds so awesome. And all these different missions and people you can team up. Now I don't know how, sorry Jacob, I have a habit of grabbing your water. It's just right where my hand is most comfortable. But I just think it sounds awesome because it's confusing though, because in Star Wars Land and World, you got to imagine there's so many people in there at one time that how do you kind of control that and everyone have a similar experience? I don't know.
They know.
But I'm totally in love with that idea. I think it sounds awesome as far as immersing yourself into the world. Yeah, for sure.
That's really cool.
And so there'll be many characters you've never met, but also some classic characters floating around as well.
Yeah.
If Zach's still employed there, maybe we'll see Zach there.
Yeah, maybe.
Dressed up as someone.
I'm sure we will.
So Spider-Man is live streaming at 4:00 today.
This is the game, correct?
Yes, they're having a panel for the game.
I was on Twitter looking to see if they released any Kingdom Hearts stuff, but they haven't yet.
So. Okay.
Little side note, as I was going to Twitter to see that, Super Hot VR is coming out tomorrow, Tuesday.
Oh, no way. Yeah, we're totally doing a Let's Play for that.
So bad.
I'm pumped for that too.
Fun.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah. Little side
exciting.
Note.
Hey, any predictions, Jacob, for Kingdom Hearts 2's or
Guys,
3's World is going to be announced?
tinkle.
Go for it. I got to dump my brains out. I just got to hold it in. So.
My prediction is Toy Story.
Toy Story?
I heard someone else say Toy Story, and I think it's going to happen.
That would make sense, too, because they've been talking a lot about Toy Story 4 at D23.
Yeah.
Not a lot, but they've shown a little of it.
I think we're going to get a lot of
What about The Incredibles? You think we get The Incredibles?
I don't think so.
What about Wreck-It Ralph? I know Wreck-It Ralph is video games, but I could see that maybe working. Maybe Marvel. I don't know. I get the feeling they're not going to announce some huge. I know they can get away with all the.
I don't think they're going to. They're not going to do Star Wars.
I don't think they'll show Star Wars or Marvel.
Yeah. I don't think they're going to do them at all.
I kind of get the feeling it's going to be a classic character we may have seen, but maybe not have seen before in Kingdom Hearts.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I think it'll be something new we haven't seen.
Okay.
In Kingdom Hearts.
I hope it is, certainly. Yeah. So I'm hyped about that.
And I really, really, really want a release date, even if they don't hit it.
Yeah. I get the feeling they're probably just going to give us a year.
I just want to look forward to
Didn't they already say 2018 or trying to push for 2018?
I have no idea.
I can't remember. I've heard so many different things now. It all bleeds together.
I think one time they said 2017. I don't know.
Yeah, clearly that's not going to happen.
But yeah, I really want to know more about that game, and I want it to actually come out.
As do I. I'm very excited myself.
Right. You need to get the old Kingdom Hearts games.
I know. I will at some point.
It's a must that you play those before the third one comes out.
I've made a promise to myself I'm going to replay both 1 and 2 before the third one comes out.
I played 1 when I got that collection. It's so good.
Yeah. Did you platinum it?
No. Okay. The platinum's hard.
Okay. Oh, yeah. I remember you mentioning that.
Like, I would have to play through it again on the hardest difficulty and then go through that Hades Cup, which I think is 50 rounds or something, and you can't die once.
Right.
You start over.
Mm.
Yeah, and you got to fight like the Ice Titan.
Yeah, that'd be hell.
It's ridiculous.
I'd rather not do that. There's some games I'm willing to play through hard, but that's not one of them. Right. I just enjoy the characters in the world and stuff.
Yeah. And then you have to unlock the ultimate weapon, which is cool. I never did that myself because it's a lot of work, but
nice.
Kingdom Hearts is awesome.
It is, man. Still to this day, my favorite world, Halloween Town by far.
Halloween Town.
Love it, man.
I'm sure that'll be back.
Oh, no doubt. It was in the first 2. I have to do it in the third one.
Yeah. Well, it doesn't have to be.
I think I think
a lot of,
just for tradition.
They'll do that for the fans because a lot of people have always liked Halloween Town. So
I'm one of them.
Mm-hmm.
Speaking of Disney properties, did you hear about the details surrounding Incredibles 2?
Not really. No, I saw the poster.
Okay, yeah, cool poster by the way.
Mm-hmm.
Incredibles 2 picks up literally moments apparently after the first movie. You know, the I think it's called like the miner or something comes up at the end, and I was so pumped. Like, oh, see an awesome fight. It ends. Yeah. Literally, I think it was 13 years ago, 2004. It's unbelievable. Holy crap. But apparently they showed a little clip from the movie that isn't completely animated yet. It's kind of like it's not test footage, just the actual scene, just not completely animated. Yeah. It shows Mr. Incredible snoozing on the couch or an armchair or something, and Jack sees a raccoon in the backyard, and he apparently gets in a fight with a raccoon utilizing all of his various powers.
Nice.
So, sounds exciting. Apparently, it says it definitely feels like it has the heart of the first movie.
That's awesome.
So, it's still to this day, man, Incredibles 2, not Incredibles, and the original Incredibles is by far one of my favorite, not just animated movies, but movies of all time. I think that movie is amazing.
So good.
So, I'm very excited about the next one. It comes out next summer.
Very excited.
So apparently showed a couple new characters from Toy Story 4 as well. Nothing specific, or at least the video I watched. I'm sure someone has a video out there talking about the specifics. They showed some new characters. Apparently Pixar's really excited about it. I'm a little reserved about Toy Story 4. I'm sure a lot of people are as well. But I can't think of anything specific at this moment, but there have been times in the past where a 4th movie or game will come out in a series and surprise me. Assassin's Creed 4 being one of them. Didn't expect much out of that, but
if anyone can do it, it's Toy Story.
I agree.
I feel like.
This thing, I know we're all a little nervous because Pixar has not been hitting it every time lately. Now, even their movies that are good aren't as great as you're used to with Pixar. So, I have high. If I had to pick between Toy Story 4 and Incredibles 2 being amazing, obviously I'm going to go with Incredibles because I've had an unbelievable Toy Story trilogy. I could just pretend the 4th one doesn't exist, like Halo 4 and 5. That story is not real to me. So, I just make up things for myself. But boys, that'll do it for our main news stories. This brings us to the main topic of the show: Overwatch League, an esports renaissance. Is it? Is it not? Let's talk about this. This is so cool to me. The teams are officially coming alive. These are the cities that are involved. I'm sure a lot of you have read about this. We're going to reiterate for those of you that don't know. So Overwatch League's teams are Boston, New York, Los Angeles, Miami, and Orlando, San Francisco, Shanghai, and Seoul, South Korea. The owners, some big names in here. Robert Kraft, the chairman and CEO of the Kraft Group and New England Patriots, is going to own the Boston team. How big is that, man?
Crazy.
That's so gnarly. So I'm excited about this.
The New York owner is, I think he owns the Mets.
Let's see. Yeah, New York Mets.
I think those are the 2 biggest names.
Yeah, the other ones are CEOs of different gaming things, but yeah, that sounds so cool, man. Just the fact that they're city teams. We're hoping eventually maybe there'll be an Atlanta team. And Jacob and I
there's going to be more teams for sure.
Yeah, Jacob and I were joking, if it takes off, we need to obviously get gaming PCs and become as awesome as possible at Overwatch and try to launch the Overwatch
to buying
team.
A PC. Like,
why do you keep hesitating?
I was waiting for my next paycheck.
Okay, do you have your next paycheck?
Yeah. I'm just doing some last minute deciding what I want to get.
Okay.
But I'm going to get it probably this weekend.
Right.
Building it?
I think so, yeah.
I was telling you guys at lunch how bummed I was because I I recently had a sizable chunk of money come into my possession, but I have to pay off my credit card due to my E3 trip. Mm-hmm. So as amazing as that trip was, it came at a literal price, and I was going to buy. I could have bought it or started to build a gaming PC with those funds. Yeah, but that's just a life I'm living currently, unfortunately. But I'm excited for you, Jacob. I can't wait to have you streaming some PC games. Yeah, I know you're excited about Overwatch specifically. Yeah, but yeah, a dream of mine. And this is totally fantasizing, but I would give anything to be on the Atlanta Overwatch team.
Really?
I am nowhere near the skill level to do so, but I know enough about the game. I feel like if we really gave it our all, we could at the very least get good. I'm not saying Overwatch Pro worthy, but I'd love to just build a team and have an Overwatch team. That'd be so cool.
It'd be cool just to, because I'm pretty sure the teams are going to be traveling to the cities where the other teams are and playing them locally. Mm-hmm. So it'd be cool just to go to those events sometimes.
Yeah, we are totally going if they come to Atlanta. I mean, they know damn well Atlanta's it's a huge city already. But
there are bigger cities in America that don't have teams, and I feel like they might happen first. Mm-hmm. It just depends where people are located and who wants to buy a team or not.
Yeah, but I would love to have an Atlanta team and buy like Atlanta Overwatch teams shirt or merch or something. It'd be so cool.
If I remember correctly, a buy-in to own a team is like $10 million.
That's so wild. Can you imagine being on a team like that? That's got to be I told you a million times, but I think the coolest job in video games is being a pro gamer. That is so awesome to me.
Yeah, but you're not a pro very long because you kind of, once you get in your mid-20s, I feel like you kind of lose the ability
I've heard
to be
that.
good
Even
at games.
Halo pros, when I kept up them for a long time, said the older they got, the worse they would get for some reason.
And it just happens. You lose...
Yeah, funny. It's like a real athlete. Like, I'm just getting too old. But I also love the competition even among teams that are together. Like, for example, if a team's suffering due to one or two players, they will literally just replace them. Yep. That's so cool. I'd love to think at some point maybe there'll be like a what's that term called for like free agents or something that can get picked up by teams and everything.
Yeah, well, that's what the whole Contenders League and that Blizzard's doing right now is for. It's just have like a huge pool of players always playing.
Right. Maybe they'll have like a minor league
teams
at
just
some
pick
point.
up from, they can pick up free agents and stuff.
Yeah, that's so cool, man. Like, so-and-so just signed to the Atlanta, what do you think they'll name these teams? Do you think they'll just call them like the Atlanta Overwatch team? Because you can't really name an Overwatch team unless, I guess you could. The Overwatch.
I'm not sure what they're going to be called.
The Overwatch Peaches.
Just be like Boston something.
The Overwatch Boston Red Sticks.
Red Sticks.
That's kind of cool.
It's a red stick.
Like sticks for, I guess you're not playing on console, just kidding. The red mice.
Okay, I know we're not going to get on the topic of naming teams any other podcast, so I thought I'd just throw this out here really quick. Nothing to do with Overwatch, but did y'all hear the potential names for the Gwinnett Braves?
No.
They're going to rename the Gwinnett Braves?
Yes. And the options that are out there are the stupidest
Let me guess.
things.
One of them is Nighthawks.
Dude, it is so dumb that like we could sit here for an hour. Oh yeah, I know the names.
Okay, what
I know
are
a
they?
few of them. One of them's like the Hush Puppies. One of the names is Sweet Tea.
No way.
Sweet Tea.
Sweet. It's like names like that. Just they're the stupidest things. Like
dude, that's awesome. I would totally play for the Atlanta
Sweet Teas.
the
Gwinnett Sweet Teas. Yeah. Is it plural teas or just singular?
It sounds like sweet.
Because tea
Sweeties.
could be like a pot of tea. They're all in the pot together. So the Gwinnett Sweet Tea.
If you say it quickly, it sounds like Sweeties.
The Gwinnett Sweeties.
All right, here are the finalists announced. Sorry, I know this has nothing to do with it.
No, that's fine.
The final 6 names are the Gwinnett Buttons.
Buttons? What the F?
Is that?
The Gwinnett Gobblers.
What?
The Gwinnett Big Mouths. The Gwinnett Hush Puppies. The Gwinnett Lamb Chops. And then the Gwinnett Sweet Teas.
This has to be a joke.
Dude,
where are you reading this?
Full on
None of
Fox
those are
5 Sports. The final.
This
was
in
real.
the world.
None of those are remotely good.
I know. When I heard this on the radio, I was like, "Is this a joke?" So,
can you imagine the Gwinnett Big Mouths?
I don't know if
maybe they're just trying to be ridiculous so people will come.
Maybe the guy on the radio was like, they're trying to get their like Southern hospitality like through for like Hush Puppies and Sweet Tea.
Dude, my daddy plays for the Gwinnett Gobblers. It kicks so
Gwinnett
much
Hush
ass.
Puppies.
Gwinnett Hush Puppies.
Hush Puppies are some of the best part of a seafood meal.
Hush Puppies are great.
So
oddly enough, they're my least favorite part of a seafood.
Are you kidding me?
Meal. No, I don't hate them. I just think they're okay.
Fried bread, Garrett.
They're so good.
Fried bread's good.
But it's like because of the confusion with the Braves and the Gwinnett Braves.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, I get that, but I mean, think about our team names are so cool. The Atlanta Falcons, badass. The Atlanta Hawks, awesome. Atlanta Braves sounds cool. And then the Atlanta United, That's easily the coolest city name we have. Why can't you do something like
then the Gwinnett Sweet Teas?
Sounds like your idiot cousin that just isn't.
This
like,
reminds
the family
me of
like
when Mountain Dew was telling people to vote for what their new flavor was going to be called or something, and people were just trolling, putting like the stupidest things ever. This is like what I thought was happening. Right? These are like officially like put forward. I believe. I don't think anybody's voting on it. At least I don't think so.
What do you think could be cool? Another bird name? We have too many birds. Let's branch out a bit.
Atlanta Eagles.
I think Atlanta United is the coolest team name.
Atlanta Penguins.
How about the Gwinnett Peaches? If you're going to go that ridiculous, you might as well be the Peaches.
There you go.
I don't know. I think the Overwatch team should be the Atlanta Peaches.
I'd be into that.
So
Georgia Peaches.
Yeah,
oh no, it is a voting. Fans submitted and people are voting. So this is totally a trolling thing. People are just doing this for fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
And the winner is going to win season's tickets for that year. So cool.
Yay. Season tickets to a minor league team.
I feel like if you love baseball enough and they're cheap, it could be fun to go to a Gwinnett.
I've never been to like 3 Gwinnett Braves games.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I went to 1. I just don't see the point of it. Like, it's cool to see, like, oh, this player's in the minor leagues now. Like, I like this player. I'll go see them.
Now, is Tebow playing for the minors?
Yeah, he's in the Mets.
I love seeing Tebow highlights.
Mm-hmm.
I always root for Tebow. Did you see that home run he hit? That walk-off home run? That was awesome. I just love seeing Tebow any sort of success because he's such a good guy.
Yeah.
So, it's cool.
Right.
Or is he a good guy?
Overwatch. Sorry to get us on that.
No, it's okay. Do you think about peaches, though? The peach not only is the color of Overwatch, but it would just fit perfectly in that Overwatch logo. Yeah. You can make that so cool.
I feel like you could do something creative
with that. Generic, though.
What, the peaches?
The Georgia Peaches.
I know. I'm kind of speculating.
Or the Atlanta. It would be Atlanta Peaches.
Mm-hmm. I told you if we ever make shirts, I want to make a shirt that's basically a rip-off of the Day to Remember shirt I have. It's a baseball tee where it's a white shirt with black sleeves. Mm-hmm. And we're going to have I'll just send a design on Discord or something, but instead of a big Florida orange in the middle, it'll be a Georgia peach. And it'll have the ItsObviousGaming stuff and everything. It looks cool. I'll have to give you guys a design online, see what you think. But it'd be a total rip-off of that. But I love incorporating a Georgia peach into something. I think it's cool.
Okay.
Yeah.
But for real, though, this is it seems like now I know esports and even MLG in the past have made big steps as far as breaking into the mainstream, but do you think this will be, like we mentioned in the title, the first renaissance in the esports? Do you think Overwatch has the power to transcendent above its current state? Even if it takes time, do you think it can reach that level?
I mean, I saw ESPN write an article about it.
Yeah, see, that's what I mean. Like, do you think this will be the one we're fine? I mean, I know I don't think it'll ever
already
be
like technically big though, because how many viewers do like League of Legends?
It doesn't get that much, surprisingly, because people are waiting for the league.
I mean, obviously on Twitch and YouTube, it's massive, but as far as like TV,
but those aren't like. I mean, there's one competitive streamer that's really big on Twitch, but for the most part, it's just entertainers that are playing Overwatch.
Do you think Overwatch, just to like, if it's on TV, it might be a little bit, it's not like complicated to us?
I mean, I've watched it on Twitch. I've watched a competitive game, and it's not really hard to follow.
No, I'm not. I'm talking about just people scrolling through the TV.
Do you think people like stop and watch it?
Yeah,
I think it would catch people's attention.
Yeah, it looks weird, but it's not as like straightforward as like per se they're playing Counter-Strike, where it's like, oh, kill these guys. It's like, oh, and we got Lucio running around healing shit and Big Monkey jumping in, like to somebody that doesn't know what they're doing.
That's what I love about Overwatch is there are so many team opportunities. Like even if it's something as simple as Roadhog hooking someone and then someone else blasting them into like a hole or something. I mean, there's countless things you can do in Overwatch as far as plays are concerned.
No, I agree. And as somebody that knows how the game works and stuff, that's why I definitely will watch it. I'm talking like if it's going to get, it might even go beyond gamers, and if it could reach just like people that like to watch anything competitive.
It just depends how it's presented, I guess.
Yeah, it's hard to determine because you got to think about it this way. I'm sure there's countless people that will flip through TV and land on football or soccer or something, have literally no clue what the rules are, but still kind of find some enjoyment in it, maybe. But there's got to be that audience. There's like two sorts of audiences. There'll be one that pops in and has no clue what it is, but is intrigued by the way it looks. Like, oh, what is this? And the more they watch, maybe they'll grasp it. For example, there are countless people that learn rules of a sport just by watching it over time. So that could be one audience, and there could be the other people that flip through and be like, what the hell is this? Why is it on ESPN? And flip away. So I don't know.
I'm sure that's going to be a lot of it.
Yeah, but I'm sure. I mean, for example,
is this going to be on TV? I don't know.
I've heard that they're going to push for that for sure. Okay. I mean, obviously the biggest audiences will always be online.
Isn't like Rocket League on TV?
I think it has been at one point.
before,
Yeah. So I know Rocket League has been discussed in the past too, but I don't know. I want to see it succeed because I think it'd be so cool just to have a league.
I think at some point in life, I don't know if this is going to be it, but I think it's going to be huge and it's going to be on TV.
That's why I think. Do you think this could be the starting point for it? Just from here on out, growing.
If anything, right now, I think it has the best chance because so many people do enjoy the game.
Right.
But I don't know if that translates to something like on TV right now. If people just decide to watch it on the guide, they're like, "Oh, Overwatch competitive. Like, what's that?"
And I don't even know if like TV really matters because just so many more people watch stuff online. Like the viewers of people that consume online content, even in terms of like political commentators online, have a far bigger and broader audience than like people on, NBC and stuff like that. So yeah, I don't even know if it's like if something's on TV, it like, what am I trying to say? It like makes it seem just
like it's more important or something.
Exactly, just because it's on TV. So I mean, it'd be cool to see it on there, but I don't know if it necessarily needs to go on TV to be, like full on mainstream and stuff.
Yeah.
Right. Do you think there will be like a draft situation at one point where they actually have like for example, the NFL draft, but it's like the Overwatch draft? And there's like all these players that have been up and coming, these underdogs that get drafted to certain teams.
I'm not sure how the whole people being placed on
trades
teams is going to work.
What if they did trades?
I just know that everyone's in the pool right now, and then I don't know how people are going to get on teams. And there's going to be contracts and stuff, just like a regular sports
team. Now, Overwatch League is also embedded into the game itself, correct? Can't anyone play Overwatch League? I can remember hearing that.
I think you have to be a certain rank.
Okay. Because I know that competitive. If I remember correctly, it's available to everyone, but it doesn't mean like, oh, you're a pro. I mean, it just means like...
You have to submit a team.
Yeah, you have an opportunity to rank up within the league, correct?
Right, yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Just by playing the game, you get noticed, basically.
Yeah, that's awesome.
If you want to be.
I'm sure we'll see countless underdog stories of up-and-coming players like so-and-so's doing really well. Let's see if he makes it to the pros, makes it to the big leagues, and sets his legacy as an Overwatch pro.
Maybe, man.
So cool. Hopefully this opens the doors to even more games breaking out of the mainstream. I mean, Overwatch is an easy one because it's so popular, but I don't know. Do you think Destiny will have a presence in this at all?
No.
I don't think so.
I'm surprised Call of Duty never really did something like this.
Right.
Seems like that would have been the game to do it.
I mean, there was a time where Halo was huge, but yeah, Call of Duty has seemed always like it's been pretty modern.
They have like MLG things and stuff, but nothing.
Yeah, they have the World
like
League.
This.
They do.
Like with freaking Patriots, the owner of the Patriots buying a team and stuff. Like I thought that would have happened. Something that big would have happened with Call of Duty before Overwatch. Yeah.
I feel like Overwatch came out at the right time, maybe. And it just has, I don't know.
And
I guess that was never the idea behind Call of Duty. I don't know. I mean, there is like Call of Duty esports are huge, for sure, but I don't know why they didn't push that. It's a good point. Because you would think that something that big, that franchise, they would be just all over the place.
I don't know how I'm going to do it, but I made it a goal of my life to play one competitive match of Call of Duty at a not necessarily professional level, but compete in some sort of competition for a shooter.
That's a goal in your life?
Yeah, a shooter. I don't mean like I'm going to go pro. I mean like even if it's like a local tournament, I'd love to play in a tournament like that. I remember a couple GameStops when I think it was when Halo 4 was releasing. They had a couple tournaments going on. Yeah, Battle and Brew does have that kind of stuff.
We need to just go.
And we keep talking about it.
I mean, you work every Friday, Saturday night, so it's difficult.
This is my last weekend at the Jazz Club, so I might take a weekend off before I get a job somewhere else just to kind of breathe a little bit because obviously I've been nonstop. But maybe
that's when we should go.
Yeah, how about we go Friday?
Let's do it.
We'll settle it right now on the podcast. The whole, however many people are tuning in, have heard it as well, so we can't not go.
Yeah,
we have to talk about it next week.
Oh wow,
huge list of games, by the way.
Who's going?
Me, Jacob, obviously, Casey, I'm sure. Maybe we can drag Elliot there.
She works on Fridays now, though, right?
Oh, she does, yeah.
I love how nobody
She didn't get off till 4:30
to anything ever.
What's that?
Nobody invites me to anything.
I was going to bring that up. I was going to tell you this. Zach told me to tell you to come to the lake with us.
Okay.
Are you able to?
When is it?
We're leaving Friday night, hanging out Saturday, coming back Sunday morning-ish.
Okay.
If not early afternoon Sunday.
Okay.
Do you think you can go?
Probably not.
Oh, see, that's
I
why
have to work on Saturday.
That really bums me the F out.
Yeah.
What about can you go to Battle and Brew?
On Friday?
I guess if we're leaving Friday night. It depends on what
We can't
time.
do this Friday.
No. What if we went Thursday night? I know it's a weird night to go to a bar, but it might be a little more chill.
I don't really want to do that.
You don't want to? Why not?
Because I got to work Friday.
It sucks.
And I got to get up early and go to the gym.
I guess we're not going this next weekend. Scratch everything we've said.
We'll just back it up a little bit.
Well, how about we plan to where we can get Preston to go to? Maybe you can bring Lizzie with you.
Hey.
I'm going to bring Casey.
Okay.
Hey.
Yeah, we looked
I don't even want to go if I have to ask.
No, it's funny you say that because I even have thought about that myself. So
I thought about what?
the fact that we haven't hung out with you outside of this in forever.
Oh, yeah?
Which is really weird. So we're going to fix that.
Okay, sure.
Yeah, but a ton of games when we looked online, it's just countless. So I'm excited about it. Perhaps we can take some kids down in some Hearthstone or something, Jacob.
Oh, yeah.
Or a shooter of some sort.
Yeah.
I have confidence in myself. Do you have confidence in yourself?
Of course.
Yeah, excellent.
Well, it depends what the shooter is. I'm a shit Halo player.
Okay.
So.
Yeah, we'll see. Maybe we'll balance each other out in whatever shooter it is. I'll look forward to it, though. What were we talking about? Overwatch League.
Overwatch League.
What's something else we've left out that I wanted to talk about?
I don't know.
Talked about the leagues, talked about the teams, drafts and stuff, and different cities. And the potential of it being the true renaissance of esports. But I don't know.
I think we've pretty much covered it.
My brain's melting. There's only so much we can say. Again, it was a slow news week, but I'm just excited about Overwatch League. I'm excited to tune into it and see how it progresses, and if it succeeds, I certainly hope so.
It's supposed to start by the end of this year, so
that's awesome.
We'll see.
Well, whoever wants to start an Overwatch team, let's do it.
I think you're too late, but
yeah, I don't even have a PC console, to do so. Yeah, I can pretend though. You guys ever have? I have a wild imagination. Sometimes I'll play games and pretend every game's an MMO. Like for some, I'd be bored sometimes to pretend like The Witcher's an MMO and every character playing is a real player.
Oh yeah.
Just whenever I want to imagine something,
just mindlessly standing in the same spot.
Yeah.
All the NPCs.
Yeah, my imagination gets pretty wild sometimes when I'm bored playing a game.
You could just play an MMO.
I could, yeah, but that's why I like to pretend it's an MMO. I'm like, this is the best MMO I've ever played. It doesn't happen often, but when I'm bored enough, I'll just fantasize about stuff like that. So.
I still say, like, one day you both need to play through the whole story of World of Warcraft. Dude, it's a great experience.
F off, Jacob.
Yeah.
Final Fantasy
changes
is so much
your
better
life.
than that stupid
It
game.
changes your life.
You ever played DC Universe Online? It's better than every MMO combined.
I have not.
I like that.
I did. I liked making my superhero and my villain. I was Captain Stogie. I had a top hat and a trench coat.
Captain Stogie.
That was the weirdest hero. I wore a hockey mask with a trench coat, a top hat. I flew, and I used guns.
Yeah, what?
What the F? I don't know why I did that, but that was my hero. And Preston was basically Hawkeye.
I remember you looking cool. Like, I liked your guns, even though it was a super.
I liked my character. I definitely had a cool stance. I chose a cool stance for him.
Yeah.
So that was a fun game when we played it.
It was fun.
Preston got to the end game.
I did. Did quite a few raids. Got some in-game gear.
There you go.
Yeah, it's pretty fun.
Nice. I never got anywhere close to that, but I had a lot of fun while I played it. Boys, that brings us to community questions.
Oh, man.
It's the best part of the podcast because we can communicate with all of you directly. Now, if you want your questions read on the show, you can reach us in one of three places. You can email us at ItsObviousGaming@gmail.com. You can tweet at us at obvious_gaming, or you can submit a question in the Ask IOG section of our Discord channel using the hashtag AskIOG if you want your question read on either the It's Obvious podcast or our other show, Ask IOG, returning in the very near future. We're excited about it. So never fear sending your questions because we are going to get to them. And I'm pumped.
We've been saying it's going to return in the near future for so long.
I know. By near future, I mean within the next month. But I think at this point we're getting close because Preston, how soon is that weird job you're doing going to wrap up where you have crazy hours? You don't know?
I don't know.
Okay, because I was under the impression it was going to end within the coming weeks.
I mean, yeah, that's the plan.
Okay.
Sure.
That's what I'm hoping. That's why I say the near future. I could be wrong about that, but it will return, and we're going to get to your questions because there are just countless awesome ones we're excited about. So thank you for doing so. And again, shout out to all of you that sent us questions this past week. We always get excited about hearing them. We got some fun ones today. The first one comes from Mr. Bojangles. Kyle. Excuse me. He says, here's one for all of you with Zelda still fresh on your minds. What do you think makes an open world game work? What design choices do you think keep up engrossed in these worlds for hundreds of hours?
Keep us engrossed.
Okay.
Yeah, he probably meant us.
Okay, keep us engrossed in these worlds for hundreds of hours, and if it came down to being able to either modify an existing open world game or creating your own, what are your thoughts?
I think it all comes down to freedom. I think people like being able to do what they want when they want to do it.
Definitely.
And I think Zelda has done that better than any other open world game I've played recently, especially. And I think it's just in terms of being able to go wherever, climbing every mountain. There's just no barriers or anything. That what was the question?
It's what makes an open world game.
What makes an open world game work? Like what keeps you invested for hundreds of hours?
Freedom, then. Just feeling like I'm not in a game I can do. The game's not telling me rules like, oh, you can't go there and stuff. That's what really keeps me invested, is just having that giant sense of freedom and stuff. As good as Horizon is, and I freaking love Horizon, there is at some point a little bit of restriction in terms of your exploration and stuff. And things like that might take you out of it just a tiny bit. So, the more freedom you have, I always appreciate that.
Definitely.
In an open world game.
What about you, Jacob?
This one kind of goes, the one he said and the one I have is kind of hand in hand. It's the story of the MMO, or not MMO, the RPG. When there's a good story that complements the world, as if you feel as if you're playing in the world, and like you're going to different places in the world to progress the story. That's the kind of thing that I like.
Like you feel like you're really making a difference.
Yeah.
It's not, we're talking about open world games.
Open world RPG, it's kind of the same thing.
Is it?
Yeah.
They're linear RPGs.
I mean, there are.
Yeah.
Okay. Open world,
RPG,
same thing.
RPG is an example, I guess.
Open world RPG. But, yeah, I like stories.
Okay.
That's why I play games, for the most part.
For me, it's kind of a combination between what Preston said.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
What did you say about it?
He said he plays
stories
games.
are the reason why I play games, for the most part.
Okay.
Huh.
I mean, there's exceptions like shooters. Sometimes I just like to shoot things.
Okay.
Yeah.
Should read a book then.
I should. I don't read books, though. I play games.
Nice. Yeah, there's many books that I wish I could read. I just don't have the time. It's either do a YouTube channel or read a book.
Yeah.
And I've chosen.
And see, like a game like Horizon, that game was fun to play. The best part of that game was the combat. So,
yeah.
And great story, though, too.
Every game does their thing
double whammy
differently,
there.
and they do it well.
Sure.
Depending what game you pick.
Yeah, for me, definitely what Preston mentioned plays a role in it for sure, is the freedom. But also for me, it's always been moments, even if they're not unscripted, moments that feel unscripted. I love random moments in the game that really make it
you
feel
always talk
alive
about
for me.
Just random moments.
Yeah, I mean, of course,
appreciate.
just interacting with any NPC and doing extensive quests in a world that takes me in different areas to explore and such. That's always exciting.
Yeah, I mean, those things bring life to the world.
Right.
It's fun just... Not just knowing that's the thing about open world games, is I love not feeling like I'm not thinking that I'm in a video game. I'm just in this world.
Exactly.
I had that feeling in Hateno Village when I got there. I just kind of
I
was walking around and little kids are running around, people are talking and stuff. It's just I just wasn't cognitive at the time. They're like, I'm playing a video game. I'm not there.
You're
like
just a
VR,
traveler visiting
but,
a village.
Yeah. But
yeah. For me, I use The Witcher as an example, or Skyrim all the time. I'm just walking down the street. Some guy's like, I'm going to rob you. And you have to get in a fight with a random guy. That's so cool to me. But that's one of my favorite parts of The Witcher, is that guy that just wanted to fight you throughout the course of your hundreds of hours of playtime, just would pop up every 20 hours or so and be like, I'm going to fight you again. You finally kill him at the end, or at least I killed him. I was like, sick of your shit. Slaughtered him.
You just kill him, yeah.
But that was a really fun aspect of that game I enjoyed. And I remember there's one lady I pissed off by stealing or hurting someone she loved. Like in a different quest, I killed someone she happened to know. And I'd never even seen her, but she popped up saying like, you killed my boyfriend or my brother or something. Oh, look who it is.
Oh,
it's Sweet Lily. But I loved when she popped up saying, I'm here to kill you. And I get in this big fight with her in the middle of a street, which was so cool.
Yeah.
But yeah, moments like that in the expansive open world freedom aspect is important to me. I mean, there's so many things that go into it. I mean, really immersion's important in any game, but especially in open world where you really want to lose yourself in it. I mean, music for me plays a huge role in that. Just even sound design. Like, I always use The Witcher because The Witcher is still like that, and Horizon are like top of the line open world experiences.
Better than Horizon.
I think the the world of The Witcher, I feel a little more immersed into The Witcher just between them. I mean, the music in Horizon is great too. They're both. It's hard to compare the two because they're both very good. But I always harken back to The Witcher, just the combination of the music and the sounds around you and everything just sounds incredible. So just feeling like you really are in that world, like Pressa mentioned, is crucial for me. So that's always what keeps me coming back. And gameplay, of course, is key because if you're bored. Like again, Reggie. If it's not fun, what's the point?
I didn't know we were picking every aspect of open world games.
Yeah, what makes?
Thought we had to pick one.
No, what makes them work? So I think everything we've mentioned kind of all plays into that idea of what makes them work. So
For sure.
The gameplay sucks as long as the story's good. It doesn't matter.
Right.
Hey, what about what was that game you played? What did you play? Is it the Necromancer?
Technomancer.
What did you play that game for? Like, what compelled you to that?
Definitely not the story.
Yeah.
The gameplay was fine.
Okay.
It was so bad that I liked it.
Gotcha. I just couldn't remember why you played that game.
Yeah. I couldn't tell you anything about the story, but it was fun.
I'm just saying, like, it's not... sometimes it's most important, but, that's what I always look for in games when I play open world. It's a good story. Because I'm gonna get bored if there's nothing keeping me interested in the game. But that's usually the story.
I think they have to just go in line with each other. If there's a bad story but the gameplay's good, I'm still going to play it. If there is a good story and the gameplay's bad and it's a drudge to even get to that next part, I think that's worse in my opinion.
It just depends how much you're attached to whatever it is, I guess.
Yeah, like if The Last of Us gameplay blew ass, it wouldn't be as renowned as it is.
I mean,
in games like that, the gameplay actually complements the story because it shows how gruesome this world is and stuff. Like they go together hand in hand. So it's because if the story of The Last of Us was awful and the cutscenes sucked, but the gameplay stood up, I still think it would be considered a good game, but it wouldn't be held as high as it is now with both working together as well as they do.
Here's an example in contrast to that. Think of the Mafia 3.
Yeah.
Pretty interesting story with great characters, but very bland gameplay.
Perfect example.
So
could not do it. Completely interested in the characters. The story was good. Cutscenes were done extremely well, but the gameplay bored me to tears.
It's funny too when as soon as I got to the part where it technically opens up a bit more, like here are the main targets. You have to go through a quest line for each of them to take out these guys. That's when I found myself the most bored for some reason. I don't know why. But that's what sucks is I really did have a wee bit of fun with that when I first started, but after like a few hours I was bored, which is a shame because I had a lot of hope for that game. I even have the poster on my wall over there because I thought the poster looked cool, the new Bordeaux poster. I like the maps from games of worlds I've explored in my room. But I think that's another prime example as to why The Witcher 3 and Horizon works so well. Because not only is there just spectacular gameplay, but the stories in each of them really hold up. Especially Horizon, man, that one really hit me hard. So both just
me too.
How epic and emotional it was awesome.
And especially in an open world game where about like probably 80-90% of the time you're playing the game.
Right.
It's not as prevalent. Story's not as prevalent in an open world game as it is in a linear game.
I think that's why I get excited when it does happen because it's you are just mostly playing the game. And when the story moments do come, you're like, oh, this is awesome.
Definitely.
Because it adds to it.
Yeah,
for sure.
I agree with that.
I think we've hit all the marks. And again, everyone keep in mind, any questions we discuss in this podcast, they are all directed to you tuning in as well, because we always love to hear your thoughts on all of these things. So please don't hesitate to comment below. We'd love to hear from you.
Her not having any front teeth or bottom teeth is kind of scary.
At least she can't bite you.
Yeah. She looks like a vampire.
She kind of does, yeah.
Yeah. It's cute, though.
Yeah, she's a sweet little chihuahua. She's definitely funny looking, but she's
Did she just lose her teeth? Or?
Her teeth were bad. She was born with bad teeth, so we keep having to remove them every time she goes to the dentist.
Gosh.
Or the dog. Or the vet.
dog.
The dog dentist. Sam Harris says, what do you believe Nintendo should do in order to take full advantage of their resurgence in the hardware market? The Switch has been a smashing success, and there are many future classics coming out this fall and next year. My fear is that they will do what they did with the Wii U and not progress themselves as a contender in the video game industry. Besides the obvious virtual console and chat functionality, what do you propose would be a smart decision on Nintendo's part?
Just need to keep releasing their games. That's what they need to do right now.
I don't know what they can do besides just releasing these their first party titles.
Some new IPs.
Yeah.
I mean, I think they just need to listen to what people want. People have been clamoring for Metroid Prime Which I've heard a lot of stuff how those don't really even sell that well. So that's probably was a big decision in when they were thinking about bringing the Prime series back. But people have been wanting it, so they're bringing that back. So that shows
it's not like I don't think they're really thinking about making new hardware right now to be more competitive. I think they have to put out games for what they have. They just released a Switch.
I think they're what they're doing right now is I think the path that they need to take. They're bringing back, or not bringing back. They're continuing their big IPs that people know about. And so far with Zelda, and I know Mario's not out yet, but I'm pretty sure that's probably going to be a pretty good game. At the least, it's going to be good.
I feel like they're doing a lot of things that people do want. Like we're finally getting a Pokemon RPG on the Switch. That's awesome.
Like I just don't know what else that they can do. They seem to be doing everything fine. I want Virtual Console. I'm sure they'll bring that out eventually. So far, they haven't really done anything dumb. I think
this is what Nintendo is.
I think Wii U, since he referenced it, just kind of went downhill. I don't think it had anything to do with their release of games or anything. I think that console just sucked.
Yeah,
right.
And people kind of realized that it sucked, and nobody bought it for the most part. So the Switch is just cool in itself, and I think that has a lot to do with the success of it and just all these great games coming to it. People are hyped about. So
nailed it.
Yeah, I have adored every moment with my Switch. Played
I love it.
All of the games, 95% in handheld because I'm always having to play on the go, which sucks. But
ever since I got mine, I've been thinking about it every day, even if I don't play it.
Yeah, it's a great piece of hardware. It's very convenient too, whether I'm playing in my car in between classes or playing in the school on break or on a plane like Preston and I both have done.
Nintendo's doing an excellent job of trickling games out as well. I know as of now, all I'm playing is the DLC for Zelda, but Splatoon's coming out in a few days.
It's like this week. ARMS release.
Yeah, they just had ARMS release. Xenoblade's coming out this holiday along with Odyssey and Mario Rabbids. Like every month or two, or like within a stretch of 3 months, like they're getting a game.
Definitely.
So at least that's what's planned out for the future as of now. So it's going to keep me coming back.
Yeah.
And people are still trying to get Switches. Due to that as well. So yeah.
It is a situation. I know a few of you mentioned on Discord as well. Whenever you see one, you almost feel like, do I need to buy a second one? It's just because they're so rare.
Someone posted a picture of like a whole glass case full of them at a Target on our Discord. I don't remember who it was, but
yeah, I'm glad we got them when we did, for sure. I would hate to be struggling to find one. I'd be losing my mind right now.
I had to buy a bundle to get one.
Yeah, so I love it. It's great. But yeah, like you guys said, just more original IP, even their classic ones. And of course, Virtual Console is huge. I hope that happens sooner than later because I'm so stoked for that.
I'd love a few more Wii U ports since I didn't play Wii U. Like I want to play Bayonetta 2. I want the Wii U HD up-res, whatever the heck it was, of Wind Waker and Twilight Princess to come to the Switch as well.
Oh yeah, I would love to do Wind Waker, man.
Dude, if I could get Twilight Princess on the go,
that'd be incredible.
Oh god.
I really need.
I haven't gotten to play it. I'd love to play it.
Need Super Smash Bros.
That's a given, man. That's going to happen for sure. And that's going to be great too. It's so awesome.
Oh yeah.
Well, the next one comes from Larry Lassiter. He says, if you had to pick one home console, not including PC, and were able to bring one game from other platforms, what would you choose? For example, I would choose Sony because the amount of amazing exclusives. I'd bring Halo from Xbox and Zelda from Nintendo. So let's say we can only pick one console. Let's say we go with PlayStation. You can only bring one IP from another company. What would you bring over to PlayStation?
I would bring Zelda to PlayStation in a freaking heartbeat. Like, could you imagine Breath of the Wild with like the tech and something more powerful like PS4 or something?
Yeah, it'd be wild.
Oh my gosh. And with trophies too. I'd get the 600 core exceeds then.
Yeah, sure. I
bet. For Microsoft, I would like Halo for sure, but I'll say something different since he already said that. But I would bring from Nintendo to PlayStation. I would do Xenoblade. I'd like to play that on PlayStation. And I would bring from Microsoft Gears of War.
I was going to say that.
Sorry.
What else is left for me?
I know what I would do. I'd bring Fable from Xbox.
Yeah, that's a good one.
I want the reboot of Fable on PlayStation.
I'd bring Sea of Thieves. So I want to play that, but I don't know if I want to play on Xbox,
Okay.
You have your PC, your big old fancy
PC. Is it on?
PC?
Yeah, it's going to be on PC. I'm pretty sure it is. There you go. Dude. I don't need anything from Xbox.
Can I come over and hang out with you all the time on your PC?
Nah.
Come on, dude. It'd be
too
cool.
Cluttered in there.
Man, you have that fiber internet too?
Yeah.
Man, I want to date
You can come to
so
my
hard.
house.
Can I?
Yeah.
Can I really?
Yeah.
I'd love to. I haven't seen it yet. I want to meet Zelda as well.
Okay.
And I want to try that banana pudding.
Okay.
And I'd also like to go to the new local Taco Bell.
Okay.
And then perhaps make love in your bed.
I'd like
I
for you to
haven't even
sleep
been
on
to the
my
Taco Bell.
What'd you say,
I
Jacob?
said I haven't even been to a Taco Bell.
Oh, wow.
He went to my Zaxby's.
Yeah.
Dude,
It was good Zaxby's.
I felt so bad. I judged the F out of a Zaxby's recently. It was in the shadiest area of Atlanta. It looked like a dump on the outside, but somehow Casey talked me into going in there, and it was one of the best Zaxby's meals I've ever
There you
had.
go.
I was talking
I learned a
some
lesson that
mad
day.
shit on Zaxby's a couple of weeks ago, and then the one near my house has done the past 2 times I've been there. Well, the only 2 times I've been there, it's been really good. So
Yeah.
I apologize, Zaxby's.
I learned a lesson, man. I was like, well, I mean, so that's the thing. Sometimes I've been right. Sometimes I'll see a place that looks like a dump and it is a dump on the inside. But this is one of those rare occasions where I was judging it harshly and I went in and was completely wronged. I was just totally wrong about it. It was one of the best Zaxby's experiences I've ever had.
I really like the one on Bethelview Road.
That's a great one.
Yeah.
You guys need to go to what's it called in Athens? Chicken finger place.
Chicken Finger Mike's.
It is just so far beyond Zaxby's.
It's not. It's not called Church's. It's called something else.
No.
I've been to where you're talking about. What's
Have
the
you
name of
eaten
it?
there?
I have. What's the name of it? I know I've been there because you're the one who told me, and I went not too long ago.
Did you like it?
I loved it.
Yeah, it's so good.
when did you go to Athens?
It was for one of my sister's things.
What is it?
Was I there? Was that when we saw John?
No, it was a different. Maybe it was.
Was that the restaurant? We
I
were
don't
at?
think it was that place.
I don't know where we ate.
It's like on the tip of my tongue. I just can't remember what it's called.
Lizzie introduced it to me because they're all in South Carolina and she loved them. Raising Cane's.
Just kidding. I haven't
Raising
been there.
Cane's.
Raising Cane's.
I've been to a really good chicken place in
Superb
Athens, but it wasn't called
tenders.
that.
They have their own sauce too. They make there. Oh, so good.
I remember you mentioning that.
So good.
So
Nice.
where can I find one of these?
It's
Athens?
there's one in Athens.
That's it?
That's a little sneak preview of what you got there.
Dude,
Yeah,
I'm into that.
So good. That's like all they
Dude.
have is chicken tenders.
Nice has been my word of the podcast, by the way. I've said nice like 100 times.
Nice.
Whatever.
What were we talking about?
We were talking about bringing games over to
Okay.
a single console.
Yeah.
I would also bring Mario Kart from Nintendo to PlayStation.
That'd be fun.
That's the thing. Why would I complain? Because Mario Kart on Switch is like the greatest thing I've ever done.
Yeah.
It's so awesome. Just taking that anywhere I go is amazing. So, I don't know.
I purely
definitely
want it
Fable,
on
though, from
PlayStation
Xbox.
for trophies.
And definitely
like that.
Fable
Yeah.
for me.
I'd probably take Zelda as well from Nintendo.
Okay.
Just from playing Breath of the Wild.
Mhm.
It's awesome. From Microsoft, it's tough. I guess Halo.
Yeah, why
I don't
not?
really have anything original because I don't play a lot of
I'm not
Xbox
opposed to
games.
Halo being on
I'd bring
Xbox,
over
but
Connectimals and Connect.
Yeah, that's a really
Yeah.
good one. What about Connect Adventures?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
That or next question.
Next.
Okay. Thank you, Larry. Matt G says, been thinking a bit about Battlefront 2's story mode and was wondering what you guys think the direction of the story will be. Will the story commit to your role as a villain, or will there be a cop-out, quote, we're the baddies all along moment where the main character has a change of heart? Personally, I'd be so disappointed if they went the route of the latter, as I feel the theme has been done way too often.
I agree. I would love to just be evil the entire time and die like
A bad guy.
Die a bad guy,
Fighting for what you believe
pledging
in.
my allegiance to the Empire.
I don't want an
as I
opposite
die.
of the Dark Knight scenario where it's like, you either die the villain or live long enough to see yourself become the hero.
Yeah.
So, I want to die the villain too.
Yeah.
And that's the thing. I want to die the villain who believes that they're the hero.
It'd be
That's
cool
what
if
I
maybe
like.
she questions it throughout, but then she sticks to what she believed in. That would
Right.
be a different storyline.
Perhaps, yeah.
I want to be stabbed by like a lightsaber and like push it into me. Like,
Yeah.
yeah.
What's her name? Something Garner or something. What's her last name?
Who?
I forgot the leading lady's name.
Geneva Gavar.
That's her,
Gavankar.
yeah, something like that. Yeah. I'm excited for her to play the main role because I listened to
Bless
a
you.
podcast recently with her on it, a couple podcasts. She seems really cool.
That was a
So
joke.
I'm excited to place her in the main story, and I love that aspect of the idea behind the Empire is that they believe they're doing the right thing.
Mm-hmm.
So I'd love to see that aspect of it for sure. And now we know it's going throughout the course of the end of Return of the Jedi all the way into Force Awakens. So, and I know we're playing as Kylo Ren and Luke Skywalker at some point. I don't know what for. It's hard to speculate, but as far as the main character is concerned, by the way, she's on the wall right there in her helmet looking like a total badass. I want to see maybe her age overall that time. Remember, it's like a 30-year span, I think,
wow.
in between Return of the Jedi and Force Awakens. And maybe she becomes an old lady at some point.
Do you think she's a potential like big character in The Last Jedi?
In The Last Jedi?
Yeah.
I don't know about Last Jedi, but perhaps in Force Awakens she plays some sort of role.
Something about it, right?
Huh?
There's a cast list, right?
Is she in Last Jedi?
I don't think so.
No,
don't think
I'm
so.
making like since it spans over that amount of time to the next game, like maybe she's a character in the newer movies, and this game's her origin story.
Mm-hmm. Obviously, she can't be Captain Phasma because we already know what Captain Phasma looks like. She's not Gwendolyn Christie, but
unless they put her in a new body.
yeah.
That's the twist of the game.
Right.
She gets the lightsaber in her gut, and they put her brain into the Game of Thrones lady.
Right. That's what'll happen. That's
Game of Thrones
totally
is
Star Wars.
it's already happened when this goes live.
Oh, you're right. The start.
I'm so excited. I'm so
When?
Tomorrow night.
Sunday.
Well, today's Monday. If it was no Monday, but yesterday it started.
Yes.
That is
So
exciting.
I have to renew my HBO.
I need to go to sleep at 10 o'clock, though. Should I just record it?
What time does it?
Dude,
I
stay
watch
up
it?
and watch
What
it
time
anyway.
does it come
Who
on?
cares?
10 o'clock.
Does it just like the whole episode goes up on like HBO Go?
It does. Yeah, that's what I do. I let it
watch
play
it on
through
cable.
and then I watch it in bed. So
Okay.
it's one of those shows I don't always like to watch with my parents, depending on what the subject matter is of a scene. But
Oh, yeah, I watch it alone.
yeah, I'm gonna watch it probably when I go to bed every night. So
I watch it alone too, right?
yeah, totally.
Wink, wink.
But I would like to, because it's cool knowing that Battlefront 2 is canon. So
Mhm.
I can't wait to see what they do with her character. So much potential there too. I'm the same way as Matt G. I want to see her remain the villain the entire story, and what impact she plays in this world is really cool.
Maybe
I know she's
like
going to
Kylo
encounter Luke
Ren's-
Skywalker.
Hang on,
What if she
no,
becomes like a
she's-
Knight of Ren? How cool would that be?
That would be cool.
That would be cool.
That'd be badass. Man, I can't wait to hear more about them. In
She's
Last Jedi.
Kylo Ren's actual mother. Han Solo had a little thing with her.
Okay.
Han Solo.
Hey, Maz. On that note, we're going to move on. But thank you, Matt G. Zachary Clark says, "Hey guys, oh wait, hold on. I think I'm reading the wrong spot.
No,
Okay, here it is. My question is, what are some of your old games that were not necessarily mainstream but still bring back fond memories? Examples of mine are Army Men Sarge's Heroes for N64, Gex Enter the Gecko for PS1, Hammer Lammy for PS1, and Evil Dead A Fistful of Boomstick for PS2. What are some of yours, boys? Any games that weren't necessarily mainstream but you enjoyed playing back in the day?
Not a lot, because I played Ocarina of Time like back to back when I was a
Right.
kid. But I did have a Gex game on Nintendo 64 that I liked pretty good. I forgot which one it was, but I remember playing that.
There may have been a couple PS1 and PS2 games I played that I loved that weren't mainstream. For example, there was a game on PS1 called, I think I've mentioned this in the past on the podcast, it was called like EA Skate or something. And the opening song in the game was A Place for My Head by Linkin Park. It's the first time I heard that song, and it got me so pumped.
that wasn't a game.
It was in a game, yeah.
Really?
And it was a skateboarding game that I can't recall the exact title, but I loved it on PS1. And I love Tony Hawk and stuff, of course, but what are you looking up?
I played this snowboarding game on SNES, and I never remember the name of it, so I just looked it up. It's called Winter Extreme Skiing and Snowboarding.
Okay.
I remember it being incredibly hard to control, and I just fell down back to back every time I played it.
Are you able to look up EA skateboarding game on PS1 real quick and see what comes up? I would recognize the cover art.
I'm a pretty mainstream gamer, I would say.
So am I. Yeah, I mean, I dabble in indie games from time to time, especially back in the day. That's one that comes to mind was that skateboarding game. PS2.
Was it called?
I'd have to see the cover art. I'm more of a visual person.
Was it called Street Skater?
Maybe. Let me see. No, it wasn't that one.
ES Skating.
I know a lot of people have got the early access for this game, but Astroneer, that's a game where, you remember Astroneer?
Yeah, I watched you guys play it a bit.
It's a cool game.
Mm-hmm.
There was a turn-based JRPG that my parents bought me just randomly. I'm sure when I got the PS1, the PS2 had been out for a while. I got way late into it, so I'm sure my parents just went to Walmart or something, and they had just a crap ton of PS1 games that were dirt cheap, and they just bought every single one of them. And I got this JRPG called the give me 1 second. It's called like The Legend of something.
Did you guys ever play the Monster Truck game on N64?
I did not. I went to a monster truck rally and bitched out and asked my grandma to take me home because it was so loud it scared me.
This game right here. Legend of... How do you pronounce that?
Oh, yeah, you've talked about this. Legend of Legaia?
Legaia, yeah, I think that's what it is. I had no clue what was going on. I know it's a turn-based RPG. I am so shocked thinking back on it that I was able to beat that game as a kid.
Mm-hmm.
But, yeah, I don't know if that's super mainstream or whatever. It probably isn't. But I played that quite a bit.
Cool. Yeah, that's a shame. It's because I played so many games on PS1 and 2 that I can't even remember half of them. But many of them, I'm sure, were not mainstream at all. But specifically that skateboarding game for me.
Dude, I remember the graphics of this game looking unreal. And it just looks like garbage now.
This is random. Did you guys see that new image of Alicia Vikander as Tomb Raider?
I did, yes.
No.
I'm so pumped for that movie. I hope it's great. I can't pull it up right now. You gotta pull it up yourself.
Dude, that's like what
it's an Entertainment Weekly photo shoot. That doesn't look that bad. I mean, yeah, in today's standards, it looks like garbage.
Yeah, like when I thought of it as a kid, though, it like looked so real.
Right. Yeah, I would Google Entertainment Weekly Lara Croft image, and it should come up. She's like hanging off a cliff.
Do you have any interest in Final Fantasy 12?
Zodiac Age?
Yeah.
I do not.
I do.
Why is that?
I watched gameplay.
Cool.
It doesn't look like I would want to deal with that.
I do want to do.
I'm pretty sure it was reviewed well.
Yeah, it's reviewed very well. Yeah.
You looking it up right now, Jacob?
Yes. This?
That's the one. Yeah, doesn't that look awesome?
Yeah.
I know it's an Entertainment Weekly shoot. Their pictures are always kind of weird.
Why aren't her tit big?
Yeah, I love how she looks almost exactly like the video game version that we've gotten. That's cool. It's cool. Very excited. Hopefully,
I want that shadow of the Tomb Raider. That's what I want.
Yeah. It's only a matter of time till we hear about that, for sure.
Exclusively on Xbox.
What? Shadow of the Tomb Raider?
Shadow of the Tomb Raider.
I highly doubt they'll make that mistake.
As do I. Yeah, they'll probably be like, all right, enough with this BS. It's going everywhere at once.
On the Switch?
Of course, yeah. It's actually probably going to be where it's exclusive this time around.
When do you think we're going to get Arkham Knight on the Switch? Remember how they released Arkham City on the Switch, but it was that different version? Or it was not the Switch, the Wii U, sorry.
Yeah.
I do remember that.
That was weird. I always thought about picking it up. Like, wait, wasn't there one on the Wii too?
No.
That was just Wii U.
Wii U.
Okay.
And I'm thinking about something else. But there was tablet to do certain things.
Yeah. I'm thinking about something else that I wanted to play on the Wii.
Remember Mass Effect also was ported. Mass Effect 3 was ported to Wii U when it came out too.
Really?
Yeah.
Have any more questions?
Yeah, we got one more. Jake Best Boomkin on WoW.
I like
That's the name.
Oh.
Says, so I really love playing League of Legends, PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds. What's this? PSO2? Am I an idiot? Power Salamander Officially 2. Is that what it is?
Okay.
I'm not good with abbreviations.
I'll Google the acronym.
Okay, and World of Warcraft. And nothing makes playing a lot of these games better than listening to music. Okay, that's what he says. Nothing makes them better than listening to music.
Is it Phantasy Star Online?
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, I've never heard of that.
Okay.
I guess I'm a fool.
It's got a pretty decent score on mmobomb.com.
Yeah, a lot of
4.8 out of 5.
No, that's not bad. But he says, I wanted to know, what music, if any, do you guys listen to when you game? I personally love trance EDM with the occasional metal song thrown in. Jacob, I know you listen to music while you play often,
sometimes.
Don't you?
Yeah, well, a lot of times now I do streams.
Okay.
So I'll just
I know you like to have a live stream on while you play.
Yeah.
I get that. Well, when you do listen to music, what do you like to listen to?
It's pretty much the same thing you said.
Nice.
I like electronic trance music just to take, it's soothing while you're playing.
Okay.
But also, I don't know, metal's cool sometimes you're playing a shooter.
All right. What about you, Preston?
I don't like listening to music when I play unless it is very subtle, no vocals at all, or else it messes. I don't know. It annoys me kind of. If I'm not listening to a podcast or something, I'll just listen to the soundtrack of the game.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah, it distracts me entirely. I literally cannot play a shooter listening to music because it distracts me. I don't know why. It's weird. And I love music in video games, especially in Doom. It's incredible. And the campaign, it works. Like you said, there's no vocals or anything. But if there's especially vocals, I can't listen to it while playing a game because it messes me up. But I can occasionally listen to a podcast if it's a game that I can mindlessly play while listening to a podcast. We're in a sense where I'm almost on autopilot playing, but listening to the podcast.
Is that kind of funny? I'm
that.
like, no vocals in the music, but I'll listen to people talk.
Right. Yeah.
It doesn't make
weird.
sense, but
I know.
yeah.
But I know what you mean. But yeah, more often than not, I can't listen to music because it's distracting.
Yeah.
Cool. Guys, I got to dump so bad.
I need to pee.
Oh, but that's the end of community questions.
Okay. That was the It's Obvious Gaming podcast.
That's dramatic.
That wave came over me. It's like, go now or crap your pants.
All right, sounds good. We'll close out then. Gentlemen, it's been great. I've enjoyed my discussion with you guys. Didn't you already dump before this?
I was like at my halfway mark. I was like, time to podcast, and now it's like, get the rest out now.
Okay, sounds good.
Alert!
I need to pee before you poop.
Do you? I'll just go downstairs.
Oh man.
Okay.
Maybe I'll poop on the floor. Maybe I'll go in the backyard. We'll see.
Just finish on this table while
I have an empty cup here from Taco Bell. I think I could fit in there.
Yeah, for sure.
Throw it back afterwards.
Oh, God. All right, guys, it's been great. I've enjoyed this. Check out our streams coming
this
up
week,
Tuesday and Thursday.
Yeah.
Hopefully. Like I said this earlier in the podcast, please subscribe on iTunes if you haven't. That helps us out a ton. Please leave us a review there. Please subscribe to us at youtube.com/ItsObviousGaming. Join our Discord channel. We have a PlayStation community and an Xbox club if you want to talk to us on there. Anything else, guys, that I'm missing?
Jacob's pulling up those iTunes reviews real quick.
How do you always know that
I just feel it in my bones.
I didn't like that. I didn't like that laugh I just did.
What'd you do? Do it again.
We got one. I can't remember where we left off.
It was one from Monday. They're always at the very bottom.
Yeah, I know. I'm at the end. But
okay.
I guess there's one from Monday.
Yeah.
From Cannibal Nectar.
Cannibal Nectar.
Thank you very much.
That's very sweet of you. Are they all 5 stars?
Yeah.
That is
why aren't we on the front page by now? I feel like we should have some recognition for all these stellar reviews we're receiving.
Yeah, I don't know.
So keep them coming, though, guys.
Yeah, we greatly appreciate it.
We greatly appreciate it.
And if you guys have podcasts, remember, post them in the community content section. We'd love to do the same for you.
Yeah, absolutely. But guys, I guess that'll do it for today. I look forward to seeing you guys. Well, I guess I won't see you next week, will I?
No, I guess not. Yeah, I guess you have to work Saturday.
I have to.
That bums me out, dude.
One of my father's coworkers needs some AV work done.
We're not going to see him Saturday
all
anyway.
weekend. Why don't you tell him to F off?
I know.
Okay.
Sorry.
When are we going to do the podcast?
Yeah, we need to figure that out. We'll figure it out.
It actually, yeah, okay. Yeah. Never mind. But anyways, all right. I guess we'll see you guys next week.
Absolutely. Everyone have a wonderful week.
Absolutely.
Until next time. See ya.